Afternoon, a tornado warning is in effect for Benton County. We've been following this storm across Delaware into central Benton County. The schools in Benton County are sheltering in place with the kids. These showers and storms look to continue here for the next several hours. We have more storms farther south that are moving into the Fort Smith area, but the strongest storms, at least right now, are the ones in Benton County. Here's what it looks like as we look live. You can see those showers and storms that are tracking towards the east. The strongest rotation embedded within this as well, out towards Gravette and Bentonville. Let me show you where that strong rotation is. It's actually right over Gravette. So let me go back to some of the radar maps here and give you an idea of where this is and then what this is going to do here for the next couple of hours. I really think some of the showers and storms that we're seeing. Here we go. Are going to be continuing here in the northern and central part of Benton County for just through Bella Vista. And it's a strong storm, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did have not only the hail, but a brief tornado out of this, as well as some damaging winds. So the strongest part of the storm is near Gravette, moving towards Hiwassee. Those storms continue tracking eastward. This is what it looks like on radar here. See if I can take off some of the smoothing on this. We turn on the smoothing on the storms because visually it just looks better. But frankly, when you're looking at the blocky nature of these storms, it also gives us an indication of where the storm is and then where it's tracking towards a little bit clearer, so you can see the individual pixels that the radar is picking up on. So Gravette, boy, it is coming down really hard right now out over Gravette. So I'm getting a new warning here too. Let's see what this one is. It just came down. New tornado warning. This one's going to be for, let's see, it's also Benton County from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's going to include most of central Benton County. So new tornado warning in Benton County. Going back to the cameras here, man, some heavy traffic. Not the best thing at all whenever you're dealing with these severe thunderstorms, but some heavy traffic that's out there right now. Okay, let's take a look too at what's going on as we zoom back out here. I'm going to go over to a different radar source briefly and give you a wider view of what's happening. So this is the line of storms. This is the messy line. This is what's going to continue. Anything ahead of the line is what's going to be severe. Those storms that are severe are going to continue to roll through about 9-ish. It's not going to be an all-night type thing, though. So we're not looking at a nonstop type overnight where showers and storms are just endless out there. But we are going to have these storms that are moving through at least through the evening hours for the next 2 to 3 hours. The worst one still right now is the one that's located in Benton County. I'm going to pull that back up here on radar. Let me get that back up here for you. There we go. So you're seeing the storms moving through. I know it looks very cluttered. A lot of times what we'll do to get a feel for the movement of the storm and where the rotation's ice, because it looks like a rainy blob, right? You can't really tell where everything's at. But we've got the storm. We'll isolate where the rain, where it's spinning the most. I think if we get a tornado, it's going to be right here. That's south of Sulphur Springs on 59. Due south of Sulphur Springs is where I'm seeing a tight couplet. The whole storm is spinning. So this is the mesocyclone here near Gravette and Hiwassee, tracking towards the east and towards the northeast. That storm is going to continue moving across Benton County and eventually getting into McDonald County in southwest Arkansas. So all those storms that are moving on through. Over here too, what I'm trying to do, let me see if I can pull this up for you real quick. I'm trying to get uh, Zach Hall, who's been out storm chasing too, to kind of see what he's viewing and where he's at. Looks like he's out storm chasing in eastern Oklahoma right now. See if I can get that pulled up for you here on Zach's. I'll use this source to see if it works here. There's Zach Hall. He's tracking the storms in eastern Oklahoma and his storm tracker. I'm going to be following his feed. We'll maybe even do some call-ins with him too as it moves on through. But so far, he doesn't have much going on in eastern Oklahoma, nothing like what we're seeing here in northwest Arkansas with that tornado warning that's in effect. So we'll keep monitoring his feed. My son Graham's in here with me as well. They did allow us to check the kids out of school early today because of the severe weather threats. So we did that early on. And these things are really fired up and moving through. Let's see if we can look at the New Hope camera here. That's looking towards the north, so you can see more showers and storms there out in the distance. New Hope looking out toward, actually it's south. So we got Mercy on the left, and then you've got the Embassy Suites there on the right. A new severe thunderstorm warning just now being issued. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Sequoia County. So that's probably why Zach's out there looking at that severe thunderstorm warning in Sequoia County. So let's bounce south real quick, and then we'll head back to the tornado warning here. Ooh, look at this rotation. Good grief. You seeing that, Graham, out there around Tahlequah? Just northwest of Tahlequah. You've got some strong rotation. New warning on that, too. Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning just issued on this one, expanded eastward. This one probably goes tornadic here eventually. We'll see what happens with it, but we have a new severe thunderstorm warning on that cell. That's going to be includes Sequoia County, but the new warning actually comes out for Cherokee, Adair County. That right there is the problem here. So if that thing keeps going, we're going to be in for some problems as it moves closer to Fayetteville. Short term, grab it. Sulphur Springs. If you're watching on your phones or your mobile apps, you need to be taking shelter now near Bella Vista, Hiwassee. This is moving into the west side of Bella Vista, just north of Gravette. So I'm going to show you where the hail is. We'll isolate it. Good grief. I bet we're getting some big hail here, probably up to golf ball size in Gravette, right at the intersection of 72 and Highway 59. So this is the area where some of the heaviest storms are occurring in the Gravette area. I don't know that there's an ICAM up there. I don't think there is. I know we have the one in Bella Vista that's looking west. Let's see if I can call that one up. That's from the Bella Vista bypass. Looking westward. So the storm hasn't hit us yet in Bella Vista, but it will be moving through soon. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Going back over to base reflectivity, heavy showers and storms coming into Bentonville. You guys in Bentonville, though, I'm not seeing any type of um, I'm not seeing any type of in rotation right over us right now. I'm going to read this warning bulletin real quick. Let me pull this up for you guys just to see what we've got going on here. National Weather Service looking for 70-mile-per-hour winds with this storm that's moving through. Tornado watch goes until 6 o'clock. Really some tight rotation there in Benton County out around Gravette and Sulphur Springs. It looks like it's come down a little bit. In fact, if I loop this out for you, look how that thing was spinning up earlier. It was really going. Okay, so there is a weakening trend in it. That's a nice thing to see, right? So it's moving from west to east here. And if you look at the dark white colors right in the middle here in Benton County, right there near Sulphur Springs, I think we're getting wind here probably on the order of about 50 to 70 miles an hour. That's moving east right in towards Bella Vista. So in Bella Vista, heads up, guys, we're looking at some very strong winds that are coming into town. I know we've got the rain over us now, but the wind is just behind it. Matter of fact, that camera that's out there in Bella Vista looking west is showing those showers and storms moving through. Okay. Um, that's going to be tracking east now in the central part of the county. Going back over to radar here to take another look at it. Uh, Back farther south into Bentonville, what a mess! I tell you, you get traffic in Bentonville on a good day, and you got problems. You start throwing in some tornadoes and some large hail, things really start slowing down up and down the interstate. Probably going to see some slowdowns from accidents. It seems to happen quite a bit on I-49. I'm thumbing through some of the cameras here. I found one on Central, which shows the storm moving through. So this is out um, looking out towards the new LDS church there on the left. This is looking northbound out towards the exit. Some lightning out in the distance with those heavy showers and storms that are out there and moving through northern Benton County. So back over to radar again. I'm going to zoom out, kind of give you a full view of what's happening here. There's the line of storms farther west. That line of storms doesn't have tornado warnings on it at the moment, but I do think as it bows out, we're probably looking at a very high wind damage threat. Some large hail is probably falling in the Bentonville area right now, as well as Bella Vista as it moves through. And really, that's the main storm, the storm of concern, so to speak, right now with the showers and storms that are out there. So I think that lifts north and eventually makes its way into P Ridge. P Ridge is up next with this heavy showers and storms and possibly some wind damage in the P Ridge area, as well as just some very very large hail moving through. Um, Back over to this model source here, or actually radar source, and look at this a little bit better. So again, this is smoothing the data so you don't get as high a resolution, but it also gives us kind of a clearer view of what's happening. The front is to the west. You can see the low pressure center near Ponca City, and then those storms are moving east. Anything ahead of this line, really now through about 7 o'clock maybe, is going to be dealing with strong showers and thunderstorms moving across the area. Back over to the radar, wide view. Again, showing those storms in Benton County moving through. Go ahead, Graham.
Near Gravit, we have 2.75 inch hail.
Over baseball.
Yep. Near Gravit right now.
Let's see. That's some fairly large hail, larger than golf ball, approaching baseball size, softball size. Where's the source on that coming from? So again, this is out towards Gravit and Bella Vista. Some very, very large hail with this. Just keep that in mind, guys. There's a lot of hail with these storms. If you've got a garage you can park your car in, that's even better. You've got a lot of junk in the garage. Baseball? Okay. So some very large hail falling there in northern Benton County. Just be aware of that, guys. That's going to be some strong, some large hail that's out there as it moves through. Looking at the storms, let's see here.
Most of it's also in Bentonville right now.
The hail?
Yeah, most of the hail's moving northeast. Yeah, northeast towards P Ridge. So people in P Ridge probably need to take cover.
So you're looking at the hail moving into P Ridge. I'm seeing that too from Bentonville. Okay. Yeah, so probably some wind damage. At least the rotational threats come down. There's um a new update. Let's see here.
They just issued a tornado warning on the Tahlequah one.
I haven't got it yet, but I'm probably going to get it here just shortly, I bet. You got it on analyst popping up? Okay, hang on. Let's see here. Let me move this back. Looking towards the west. Yep, there it goes. New tornado warning here. Guys, that's that same cell that we saw just a moment ago. You have that tornado warning that's out there for parts of Tahlequah and moving in towards Fayetteville. This is going to be a problem for us in Fayetteville with this new tornado warning. There's your report, Graham. It just populated on my screen. Let's see here. I have to get you a microphone. Yeah, so we've got baseball size hail being reported. This is from it's a public report of baseball size hail. That's large, guys. That's going to break your windows. That's some very large hail here. Isolating where the hail is. Here you go. It's come down. It's not quite as big as it was earlier. It looks like it just dumped a ton. Boom, right over Gravit, and then it's weakened with the hail. That storm moving northeast has shown some signs of weakening. Let me look at the rotation in it. Still got it though, guys. This is on the west side of Bella Vista here, near the state line. So here's 71, and you have it moving up towards Bella Vista. The rotation is here. It's not tight. It's probably not producing a tornado at the moment, but the wind damage risk is there, and so is the hail potential. Look at this too. Right here over Centerton, there's some rotation. What I did too, I thought would be a little bit different, is neighborhoods on the radar. I just thought it'd be a neat little addition. So I'm showing the rotation near Apple Ridge, just south of Tuscany. This is weak, so this is not a tight couple. I just want to give you a heads up. There's the Bentonville Airport, so here's Thaden Field, the momentary tower, as well as the Walmart home office here in the center of the screen. Moving back to the west, you have that rotation south and west of Kohler Mountain. There's an update on it. It's weak near Versailles, just southeast of Tullamore. And north of Osage Hills. So you got it basically on 102 coming towards NWAC. That's all right. We're good. Yeah. Let me see here. Let's zoom back out here and look at that reflectivity loaded this into animation here. Those storms are moving in west to east. Look how it's lifting north too. What kind of catches my eye on the very last frame is it's this area on the southwest side, but I don't see any rotation there, so I don't think that's something to be concerned with for right now, with the storm that's moving in. Let me see if I can get the Bella Vista iDrive camera back up. Oh, good night, nurse. Look at this. Yeah. Which one? Look at this one though. This one check out the one near Bella Vista. It is full blown rain right now. And you can see the trees there on the right really flapping around from all the showers and storms. Let's see. Let me look at that other camera here. See if we can bring that one up. Just trying to get an idea of what's happening here. Slaughter Pen really getting hit hard with this. Out towards Little Flock, the rain is coming down in sheets. It's hard to see on I-49, and of course it's like a drag strip anyway. It seems like for most people. J Street's getting hit with it. Battlefield Boulevard moving down to the south. I'm seeing it on 8th Street. And then farther south on Southeast 14th, a steady stream of traffic, cars, showers, and storms. Let me take you over to the camera that's out there southbound. Look at this cluster that's going on. This is the iDrive camera, the RDOT cam, looking southbound out towards Uptown Rogers there. We're broadcasting just south of the embassy building there on the in the middle of this screen. So we live in Uptown Rogers is where we're watching this from. We can hear the thunder outside and the golden retrievers. They're not very happy about this, but they're in the other room. So yeah. All right. So here's another look at it here. Back over to the cameras, and Graham, if you happen to find another camera here, just let me know, and I'll jump over to it. I'm a little more concerned too, looking at what's going to happen with the storm that's to the west here. Let's see what this rotation looks like. It's not, it's more of a damaging wind. Look at these damaging winds. This is a lot here near Tahlequah. So that's going to eventually get into the Fort Smith area and possibly Fayetteville. This little bow shape on the leading edge does concern me too, for two reasons. First, not only do you get the damaging winds on the leading edge, but you're also looking at a little bit of a couplet here on the north side. So there is that potential of getting a little more rotation there. Here's this animated. It was spinning quite a bit more earlier. That looks like more of a damaging wind threat right now to me. And again, the reason I'm showing you this is going to get into Fayetteville and Springdale. Timeline wise, let me calibrate this and see if we can get an idea of when we think this is going to be moving through. So, moving towards what are we moving? Geez, that's Holland, guys. Weather Service is saying this is moving east at 55 miles an hour. So that's absolutely damaging winds. I mean, just think of a storm moving east at 55. That alone is going to cause wind damage, and then you throw in the forward motion of the storm, and you've got some big problems out there. 49's backing up, not a shocker there. This is southbound. Southbound, very slow traffic. Again, that tornado warning here in the northern part of the county of Benton County, but the in my opinion, the rotation's weakened quite a bit compared to where it was earlier. Still over the Bella Vista area here, moving towards the east, northeast, north and east of Hiwassee. Hail wise, it's come down. I see a little area of hail here, though, north of Lost Springs, just south of Woods Creek, and northeast of NWAC and north of Whispering Timbers, although we probably have a little bit of hail that's going on there too. Backing out, though, that's really the storm to watch, and hopefully that tornado warning gets dropped on it as it moves through. P Ridge is about to get clobbered, though. Coming right up 72. Those storms will be moving across Garfield and Avoca and eventually Gateway. And it looks like as we head into the evening, I think this is going to possibly well, it's going to start dying down once we get deeper into the evening hours. So short term, yeah, showers and storms. Long term, we should see it starting to weaken a little bit. I did get just a new severe thunderstorm warning for us. This severe thunderstorm warning is going to be for Benton County, it looks like. Benton County now under severe thunderstorm warning. So that probably replaces the tornado warning, it looks like. That's going to go until 3:30. On that storm moving northeast at 35. So yeah, they've replaced the severe thunderstorm. There it is, just popped up on the map. So here we go. The yellow box here is the new warning, and that's for P Ridge. Weather Service saying hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect damage to roofs, wind damage to siding and trees. And they're looking for it, same place we are near P Ridge, out towards Gateway, Miller, Avoca, and Hilltop. The hail on this, in my opinion, has come down to about quarter or dime size, though. I don't think we're going to see any baseballs out of this like we saw a little bit earlier with those storms that moved through. Back west, looks like we got one here coming towards Gentry too, near Springtown. That's northwest of Siloam Springs. That cell is doesn't look that impressive at the moment. The one that was the strongest was the Benton County storm. Moving south into southwest Washington County, we have those showers and storms south of Prairie Grove and west of Winslow. Those are going to be moving northeast too. So those expect those storms to come into Prairie Grove and Winslow. That's not the damaging wind though. The damaging wind's actually behind this. Right there, it's still, boy, that's really going. What were the hill reports here? These were zero point 0.8 and 1.25. So golf ball or just under golf ball size hail. And this is a big area of damaging winds. I'm looking, let's see, inbound, outbound on this, knot wise, 60 knots. We're probably going to see some gusts here close to 60 or 70 miles an hour. Matter of fact, there's one right there. Near Muskogee. That was the Automated Surface Observation Site, ASOS. It did measure a 60 mile per hour wind gust in Muskogee. So some heavy storms. What's that? Yeah, some really strong ones. What else is here? We've got a 1-inch hail report out around Wagner. So the history of hail has been with this storm, but the largest here has been in um, out towards Bella Vista. I'm also gonna let's get back to radar and just take a wide view of what's happening. Time now is about 2:42 in the afternoon as we watch these showers and storms come to life in eastern Oklahoma and west central Arkansas. This is what we've been talking about here for a while, and no surprise too that we're looking at it moving through the area. I'm also looking. Let's see if I can do this. A little interactive for you. Just ask if you had any pictures of hail on the Facebook. So if you have any of those, you can post those on there, and I'll see if I can call some of those out and show you those. Of course, it's being live; it's a little more difficult, I guess, to see these things, but in real time. I'm going to monitor the feed here, and if I see anything pop up, I'll let you know. I also want to check in on my friend Zach. Let's see what he's doing. He looks like he's starting to get some rain. Zach Hall out there. May even try to get him on the phone here in just a second. I'm not sure if he's talking on his camera or not, but let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Um, I'm gonna pull up his camera here in just a second, and then we'll see if we can check in with him and see what he's out there doing. Um, let's see here. So those storms out in western Oklahoma have not quite made their way in. Um, they're tracking towards the east, and I think we probably do get those here shortly. Let's see here. Let's do this for fun. Let's see if he answers. This could be fun. Again, Zach looks like he's in eastern Oklahoma. Uh, hey Zach, I've got I'm doing some live on YouTube, watching your feed, and I have it pulled up. Where are you? What are you seeing?
So I'm near Muldrow right now. Thanks for calling me, by the way. I am just west of Fort Smith in Muldrow. I originally planned on going north, but I decided to stay close because of the developments near Tallahena and Clayton in southeast Oklahoma. I'm wanting to see what those storms do here over the next 45 minutes to an hour because, of course, when they move into Fort Smith, Greenwood, Charleston, and Alma area, I think the tornado and hail risk could be a little bit higher. So I'm trying to stay patient. It's hard,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to stay patient. I don't want to leave down here. I think the storms up north are strong and whatnot, but I'm trying to just pay attention to this down here for the time being.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think you're right too. I mean, there's still some stuff that's moving in towards Fayetteville. The Benton County one, thankfully, is weakened, but looks like you do have some stuff headed towards you. So, thanks for that update, Zach. And I'll check in back in with you. Of course, don't answer if you're if you're super busy or you're driving. But looks like you're going to get pretty active here soon too. So, appreciate the update, man. Stay safe out there.
You can make
All right,
anything, okay?
we'll do. Take care. Zach Hall, his feed out there showing the storms that are out there. Again, he's in the Muldrow area looking west. And give you some perspective on Zach's position here. If I go back to the radar and zoom in, so he's in Muldrow. He's, let's see, just west of Muldrow. So if we place a marker here, let's see how far the storms are away from Zach. They're going to be 40 miles to his west. So he's going to catch these storms as they come into Fort Smith. He'll be watching those as they move in. Up and down the corridor here, it's a little more difficult to get up and down when the storms are active, just because there's not an east-west route that's really good. Now, north-south is fine. I-40 is fine. But when you're in between Fayetteville and Fort Smith, you're kind of hosed. There's not really anywhere that you can really get easily anyway.
I just want the tornado warning for Tahlequah, which has now moved to the
They're letting off on the tornado warning?
cancel.
Okay, so they did cancel this.
Change it to a severe weather warning.
Severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, so they are letting this one expire for the tornado warning. That's good news for us for Fayetteville because I think this is coming into Fayetteville, and I'm still really concerned about this wind damage risk here near Tahlequah. Though I think that we're going to be looking at that wind damage risk really starting to pick up here out towards Tahlequah. That moves into Fort Smith eventually as it tracks in west to east. So some stronger storms that are out that direction. Let's see here. I'm just looking around at some of the different cameras, what's taking place. I may pull one up here in just a second. Look at that bow, though. That's a pretty strong line. I wonder if we've got any embedded little notches in that could produce tornadoes. And yes, my son does need a microphone, Wes. I agree with you. Just watching the feed, so you're good right now, bud. I'll hook you up later. Uh, Yeah, this is what happens when you've got a kid that's grown up around the weather. He's kind of he's kind of a weather dork too. Yeah, yeah,
As far as that's me, or
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So Graham's in here watching it with me. Unfortunately, my daughter's sheltering in place. Hopefully, they've let the kids out in Rogers schools now that the tornado warning's expired. I want to take you to let's see here. Let me pull up base velocity. I'm looking for little kinks in this line. Don't really see them. Step back a little bit. There was one right there. See it? Little pink right there, southwest of 10 killer. And then it went away. Those are those spin up tornadoes that drive us crazy, right? Because they're here 1 minute and then gone the next. So um, this surge of damaging wind, though, is going to be a big issue. Look at this again. This is moving due east through Stillwell. It might no. That one's going to be moving towards Fayetteville and Winslow, I think. Um, Boy, the orientation of it though probably puts it closer to Winslow. Yeah, a lot of lightning that's out there. Let's see here.
slowdowns near Pauline Whitaker.
Some big slowdowns coming up on 49. Yeah, of course, that happens on a clear day most of the time, right? uh, let's let's see what's going on here. We'll pull up that Pauline Whitaker camera here and see. Again, that's looking it's moving okay. It's pretty slow, of course. Being that some of the schools did allow for early dismissal today, get back up on the iDrive cam. The traffic's been a little heavier than it typically is with those storms moving through. There's the radar up again. Right now, I'm looking for any cell-to-cell interactions here that are taking place. And a lot of times when you get the messy environment is actually a good thing. The fact that we have these storms that are here and near Winslow, and we've got this stuff that's near Cedarville and Stillwell, it's going to mess with the environment of the storms, which is why Zach is in Muldrow. Because if he went north, there's not going to be the risk of tornadoes. I feel like comes down a little bit as you go north. I think it's still a lot higher here from Fort Smith through Wilburton and then out towards Waldron and Greenwood with that line that's moving in. So there's the line tracking east. Where the storms are not messy. In other words, like see all this garbage here in the middle, where we don't have that, these storms are going to have a lot more instability to tap into. I don't see. Let's see what's that stuff doing near Gore. It might have something going on here. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll need to watch that area near Gore. I think right now there's no deep rotation on it, but the fact that it's isolated, it's got a little bit of a bend. It's got some damaging winds on the west side. I think that's going to be tracking east. We probably get. We're already under a warning on that, I suppose. Let me see if I can recalibrate the radar and see.
I'm wondering, I just pulled up the other thing. It's called poweroutage.us.
You got some power outages out there?
330 power outages for Carroll Electric.
Carroll Electric has 330 power outages. I suspect that's probably in Benton County too, where those storms move through. Benton County, okay. So some power outages already being reported here. Guys, here's what I'm looking at right here. Can you see that stuff? Let me slow it down. I'll show you what I'm watching. Backing it up. See right here near Tahlequah. Then we step through time on this. That's what prompted that tornado warning earlier, and it looks like we still have some kind of mesocyclone going on here. West of Siloam Springs, south of Kansas. It's not real wrapped up. It's got some hail in it that's just smaller than quarter size. But right in here, there is a little bit of weak rotation coming towards Siloam Springs. So that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on too with those storms that are moving in. Let me back out here and see if we can get a look at that, looking out west in towards the Siloam Springs area. Well, the winds are coming in though. That's the RDOT cam looking west on 412. You got the casino top left of the screen, kind of behind that live banner. So those winds are just now moving into Siloam Springs, and the heavy rain should pick up here just a little bit. So to recap what's going on, we have severe thunderstorm warnings in eastern Oklahoma that are tracking towards Fort Smith. Those things probably get here around in the Fort Smith area anyway, closer to about 4. It's still west of us, maybe even 5. The storms that are out there near Salisaw are probably a little bit closer, maybe an hour away. And the Benton County storms, now that they've moved through, those storms have moved through, I feel a little better about it. We're not out of the woods, but I think some of the worst may have moved out. Something just caught my eye. Let me go back to the radar real quick. I'm seeing a report here. Good grief. Um, it's being reported as 4-inch hail west of Sulphur Springs. You can see it on yours too, Graham. The emergency manager 4 miles west of Sulphur Springs is reporting busted windows in car. Funnel Cloud also reported. Report includes information from ham radio operator. West of Sulphur Springs, 4-inch hail is huge. I mean, you're looking at close to softball size hail that fell near Sulphur Springs. I hope you guys are okay. That's scary when that stuff comes through. That's a 4-inch hail report, though, near Siloam Springs. Um,
Fruit size.
grapefruit size hail in northwest Benton County. So I imagine we'll get some pictures of that too that come in, and I'll try to bring you some of those as I see some of those too. Um, let's see.
Little rumbles in the distance.
Yeah, some showers and storms still ongoing in Benton County, not necessarily as bad.
Moving north spring.
I'm looking at hail reports too, just trying to get a feel for where some of this hail is and what's happening with the storms. Let's see.
Hey, I have a good camera. It's
What camera you got?
78.7 at Oakwood Avenue.
The Oakwood?
North.
Okay.
It's like the whole storm that just.
Okay. Let's see if we can pull that one up and get a look at what's going on there. Um, it's not the Monroe, it's Oakwood, you said?
Yeah, Oakwood
Okay. Let's see if we can pull the Oakwood one up. There we go. You can see it slow down in the distance and the storm that just moved through. Hey, Bentonville, we're in better shape now too. I think the worst has kind of moved towards the east. Bentonville moving northeastward. Where's the storm now? P Ridge, Garfield. The hellport's come down. That little triangle there is 0.71. That's smaller than quarter, but goodness, 4-inch hail. That's what did that look? Let's see what that looked like. Let's back this up and see when that stuff fell. Let's see here. Here it comes. Boy, it just dumped it out right there. Back up a little more.
It dumped it out.
Near Sulphur Springs, really. Turn the radar off. Right around here. That's some very large hail. Grapefruit size.
214.
214 is the report. So just after 2 o'clock was when that hail hit. So we don't have those hail reports here farther south. This is more of a wind tornado risk, I think. I'm still watching this thing near Gore. Look at that. I bet we've got some spinning. We do. Keep an eye on this, guys. This is west of Vian. This is out around where Zach Hall is. So as he heads in that area, we may check in with him again and see what he's up to and what he's watching there. Let's see.
Definitely, probably a very big shelf cloud if you were to look at
Let's see here.
towards Tahlequah. There's a pretty big shelf.
Yeah, big shelf moving in from it. That's that cool outflow air that's going to be tracking in west to east. Let's look at it. These storms are. I think we probably get something out of this, guys, right here. That still looks spinny-ish. Go over to storm relative. It's got a couplet southeast of Gore, right there, west of Carlisle. So that's going to be moving northeastward. I bet we get something here.
Another one.
Okay, which one's this one going to be for? It looks like. Okay, it should pop up here soon on that. Let's see if we can get that popped up and see what's going on here. Looks like a new one's coming here for us. I'm gonna zoom in a little more. I'm probably doing it out ahead of this line, I imagine, for the damaging winds that are there. It's not a little farther south though. I mean, yeah, we've got it, but that little kink is still there too. There it is. So now you've got the new one.
Issued a special weather statement for the little storm.
So severe thunderstorm warning that just came out on that one. So they've basically blown up the whole line, which makes sense. So you've got the line of storms moving in from Oklahoma from west to east. Those storms are crossing the line. Damaging wind and tornado threat feel like has shifted somewhat south of Bentonville. Um, the 4-inch hail report's still blowing my mind. The picture, it's got to be terrifying. You guys have been in some of that hail before, and it's so loud, and they've gotten broken windows and everything else. Again, that report was from the emergency manager, so we'll see what happens with it. But man, that's big hail. That is big hail. All right, going back over here to the radar, seeing those things track in from west to east. See if we can check in on my good friend Melissa Jones. Melissa, if you're watching the feed, you may not know it, but I'm about to call you. This is interesting, isn't it? Let's see if Melissa answers. So these storms are moving in towards Fort Smith now into northwest Washington County. Hey, Melissa, you did answer. You heard me. Melissa Jones, one of my longtime friends and weather geeks. Oh, maybe I shouldn't call you that one. Got you put on speakerphone here. So you're out around Fayetteville. Rain's starting to pick up there, huh?
Yeah, rain is starting to pick up. We're finally starting to hear some thunder going on with all the lightning out there. Not really seeing it because it's still fairly bright, but we definitely have the dark clouds moving in. You can tell it's kind of the calm before the storm.
Yeah, I think you're going to get hit by that wind too. Just looking at it, kind of looks a little stronger west.
We're definitely bracing for the wind. You can kind of see the breeze is kind of picking up a little bit.
Mhm.
It was pretty breezy a few minutes ago, but it's kind of died down. So you know how you get that, like I say, the calm before the storm, but it's starting to pick back up again right now.
All right. Well, stay safe out there. We'll maybe check in with you a little bit later, Melissa. And always good to talk with you on the phone and talk weather. So we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds
All right. See you. Bye. Melissa Jones, one of our longtime weather watchers. She's a good friend of ours too. So she's watching these storms in Fayetteville. Let's see. Bentonville looks a lot better. In terms of rotating storms or big hail, but the storms are still out there. Look how disorganized they are here. I don't think you're going to get much in the way of hail out of this. Again, I'm not saying we're in the clear just yet, but I think it's down in Benton County as compared to farther to the south in Washington County where this line's moving in. Let's go back down here and watch this little guy near Vian. Still thinking that there's some spinning going on here. I think this is probably going to be the next one to watch as far as tornado warnings go. We'll see. Um, the atmosphere is still very unstable, but it's also very messy. There's a lot of rain that's out there. There's a lot of stuff that's out ahead of the line. So when we get that stuff that's out ahead of it, we're getting those storms, interactions, and those boundaries taking place. One of the things that's interesting are these little notches here. You've got one there, you have one here, you've got one there. These can oftentimes cause those little spin up tornadoes. The atmosphere is not primed for that, so to speak, today, but it is a possibility. I think we really want to look for those deeper hook shaped looking things that's out there around Vian. So I think we're probably going to get it here first. I think this is the one to watch. Not only that, but you also have some winds coming down the back west side. Let me look here. Got some damaging winds pushing out. This may be what we would recall a rear flank downdraft or some of that cooler air rushing out of the storm. Sometimes this kicks around and then starts that spinning going on. So Vian up north through Brushy and Marble City. Hey, watch out, guys. This thing could be moving through here shortly. Going back over to the radar, I'm going to put this in motion for you. Things have gotten a little bit calmer, at least for the time being. Not much. Watching those storms in Fort Smith. I think if we get a big bow there, we're going to see wind damage out of it. I wouldn't be surprised too if we end up with some flash flood warnings, just based on the orientation, that northeast to southwest orientation of the rain showers that are out there. It's not moving that fast, so I think it's possible that we could be looking at that. Again, that's west to east. Let's see here. You get any other reports out there, Graham? I don't see any other ones that have populated. Kind of a lull, which is not bad. Nice to have a little bit of a break for us.
116 out for Carroll.
516 without power in Carroll County and Benton County from Carroll Electric. So Carroll Electric reporting 500 without power now. Stillwell's getting blasted with wind. It'll be interesting to see the wind report that comes through with this. I think we're probably going to top 60 at least. That's at around 10 killer. So where does that wind go? Let's just look here.
I'm gonna check how many power outages are in Oklahoma right now.
Probably have quite a few more out there, Graham, towards central Oklahoma.
Yeah. Delaware County has 108.
Delaware County has about 108 without power.
It's just to the west of us.
And look at the wind may be losing a little bit of steam. Tough to say. Let's see here. Still watching that. Look at these little pockets in here. These are some very gusty winds east of Gore, out around Salisaw. Yeah. We got here too. Let's see. Looking for some rotation that's going on here. Interesting. That's near Salem Springs, but it's not very tight. It's not real wrapped up as compared to where it was earlier. So I guess some better news for us, right? That we don't have as much in the way of storms that are out there. Yeah, we've got two Goldens. One doesn't care about anything. The other one freaks out about everything. So Graham just went and checked on the Golden Retrievers, and they're doing fine. They're probably a little bit cranky right now, but it is what it is. Okay, so Stillwell, moving east, south of Springdale, Siloam, we're getting it. I wonder if we should check in on the iDrive camera that's out there in Siloam Springs and see what that looks like right now. And see if I can pull that one up for you guys. The wind blowing it around big time. There you go. This is the RDOT cam in Siloam Springs looking west. That storm is coming into town now. It's already raining. These things will cycle nonstop back and forth. So I think we're going to be dealing with that here for at least about 30 minutes with the storm. Here's Siloam Springs in the middle of the screen. So you've got it moving back in. It's not as strong as it was. I'm going to zoom all the way out here and let's just see if we can get an idea for where this hail is. Isolate it. The hail is going to be with this storm. So if we get any big hail, it's falling out over Redbird Smith, moving up towards Evening Shade in northern parts of Sequoia County. So some strong storms will be moving through there, and I'm still a little concerned about that one out towards Vian, though there's no tornado warning on it, at least at the moment. So some good news there as far as that goes. Let's see here. Just glancing some of the comments that are out there. Timeline on all of this, that's a good question. So here's how this thing plays out. The front that moves through is going to stop all this stuff, and it's going to stop it sooner than later. This is not one of those overnight things where our dogs are going crazy, your dogs are going crazy, the kids are having to wake up, you have to throw them in the hallway in the shelter. This is all going to be out of here probably by 11 or midnight, maybe even earlier as it moves in west to east. So thankfully, I think we're in for some a short night, a short-lived line of severe weather. Still pretty intense though, and it still has the ability to pick up even more. See these guys down here around Tallahena? That's something to watch too. Because anything that I keep talking about how messy the environment is, but when you get these storms that break out ahead of the environment and it's not as messy, now you're starting to deal with the possibility of supercells, which have that potential for some even stronger, larger hail, and also, of course, those damaging winds. See Shelby there asking on the Facebook if they're going to be as bad as the one that just moved through Bentonville. Right now, none of them are as strong as the one that moved through Bentonville earlier. That was a nasty storm, and the hail is just mind-boggling how big that was. So there's probably going to be some. Well, there is going to be some damage to not only roofs and siding and everything else that's out there. One of the things I've noticed too, looks like that bow is starting to pick up a little bit. Let's stop here. So we've got the line. Here, let's go back to radar. So that line's going to be moving in, and it looks like it's starting to punch out a little bit more here. Let's go back to the velocity. There you go. Yeah, it is. So whatever we just got in Stillwell was really strong, and we might even be able to check in on the Oklahoma Mesonet and try to get a feel for what actually was reported down at the surface here on this. Let's see here. I'm looking at Stillwell, trying to see what's happening here. So I can pull up Westville maybe. I think that's probably going to be the closest Mesonet site there. It's gusted to 41. So Westville, Oklahoma had a gust to 41 miles an hour right here. It's a little farther north than where that is, though. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't know that it's been as strong. I'm checking Cookson, too. Cookson gusted to 30 miles an hour. So it's not quite, at least the strong winds haven't hit the reporting sites, at least not yet anyway. Anyway, going back to what we were watching earlier, we have the line of storms that's moving through now, and then it's one and done. So there's not going to be anything else once this thing moves through, and things are going to settle down a little bit. Frankly, we're in some cold weather, freezing temperatures coming up on Monday and on Tuesday. So some freezing temperatures, and that kind of gives you a feel for too how cold this thing is that's moving in. Checking back in on some different streams here, seeing what's going on. Oh, Zach's on the move. Let's take a look. Hang on a second here. I'm getting get Zach Hall pulled up here. I'm not going to call him right now. I'm not going to bug him all night. Or maybe I will. I don't know. So there's Zach. He looks like he's in the Salisaw area, maybe. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Then you got the railroad on the right side, and you got the O'Reilly there on the left. So looks like he's in the Salisaw area. Again, this is Zach Hall. You can watch his live feed. Zach's a great storm chaser to watch, very knowledgeable. You may or may not know this. He used to be a Fort Smith police officer, and that's actually how I met him several years ago before he started storm chasing full time. So Zach is out chasing these storms. It looks like out towards Salisaw now, moving towards the west, and you can see it looks like a shelf cloud straight ahead of him, kind of like a little flying saucer looking thing that's out there. And we'll see what he's doing, and maybe check in with him if it looks like he's got some downtime. Again, I don't want to blow his phone up while he's out there, wondering why this banker weather guy is calling. So he's in Salisaw. Look at the winds, the flags there on the side. I don't know if it's going to go north or not. Of course, when you get storms like this, it's tough because you've got so much so much cell signal that you're using the live feed that sometimes it makes it a little difficult to keep the live feed up and running. But anyway, we'll see what he's doing. Looks like Zach's going to be going north. I think he's probably going to be heading into that storm. Get radar back up here for you. So if he's in Salsa, he's going out. He's going to intercept this thing. I bet that's probably where he's headed. And if he gets it, it's probably going to be near Brushy. I don't think Salisaw is going to get it. So some good news there, but there is some rotation that's there just to the northwest of Salisaw. That could be where he's looking. Still spinning. It's not tied. I mean, it's not tied enough for the Weather Service to issue a tornado warning, but it is there, and I feel like that's probably the area that we would get our next tornado warning if indeed we do get one. I go back and forth on the Facebook, guys, reading your comments. I see Carol saying about 20 miles west of Muldrow had 70 miles an hour and wind and trees uprooted on that. Got some folks watching from Van Buren. I see on there. I've been going back and forth. Can't really watch it as they come through. A lot of folks have asked about the timeline on this. The timeline is fast. It's going to move through quick. It's not going to be something that continues. So if I had to put a finger on Fort Smith, I would say probably about 4 or 5. So I told the boss anyway, so hopefully I'm right. And then after that, it should get closer to Clarksville, maybe around 7. And then I think it's probably gone by 10. That may even be a little long. When I saw that one storm was moving like 50 miles an hour, I mean, that's fast. You get on 40 and you go 50 and you just fly down there. Greenwood, it looks like I'm more concerned for you guys in Greenwood about this stuff that's down here. Not really that line. But if any of these things decide to go supercellular, that's going to be a problem. A lot of folks asking about Bella Vista, saying it got hit pretty hard. I hate that for you guys. I'll try to show some of your pictures tomorrow morning when we get up and do this again. Many of you are asking about tornadoes. I don't think tornadoes are actually the main threat. We always kind of thought it was going to be hail going into this thing, and that's really what it's been. We've had some large hail, upwards of 4 inches, 3-inch hail that's out there. So some pretty big hail that moved through. One thing that's catching my eye right now on radar is this storm west of Stigler. Seeing a little hook there. Let's see what the velocity looks like. Yeah, a little bit of rotation. It's not much. Got a little bit there. So you got two pockets of rotation. Looks like there's one north of Salisaw and then one that's out around Stigler. Those are all tracking towards the northeast. Generally speaking, all these storms will be moving through here fairly quick. But the little kinks on this or any supercells, I think, is where we're going to be looking at that chance for tornadoes. Little bit of a downtime, at least for the moment. I'm going to go back over to another radar source here, a wider view here, kind of zoom out. This looks a little different, but gives an idea of where these storms are and kind of a bigger synoptic view. You got anything, Graham? You good? These are that's. I think we're good. Yeah. Those are tracking off towards the east and should be affecting Fayetteville and Fort Smith here shortly. If you haven't heard, one of my close friends announced today on the Facebook that he's going to be the next chief at Channel 5. Scott Covert. You know Scott? I love Scott. Scott's amazing, and he's going to do a fantastic job. He's a weather buff. He's actually related to Joe Pennington, so you got that working on you. But Scott said that on his Facebook post that he was going to start after the eclipse, so probably mid-April or so. But he's going to be a great resource here in our area, and he's got a really strong passion for storms. He's local. I think he's going to be a great addition over at Channel 5. So I'm looking really forward to having Scott over there. But no, I'm sticking to my banking gig and occasionally doing this here and there whenever we get some bad weather. But I think we've got a lot of talent that's out there. A lot of them are probably covering the storms right now. I don't have any TVs in the room here to see what's going on, but I imagine the other meteorologists are all watching these storms too that are moving through. So congrats to Scott. Scott, you're going to do a fantastic job. Can't wait to watch you start. All right, so let's go back over to analyst here, and I'm watching the damaging wind. That's the big thing I'm watching at the moment. The wind is going to be lined up from Prairie Grove south. Some very strong wind damage here. Wind damage potential. Shouldn't say there's wind damage. We haven't had any reports of it just yet. That's going to be moving in just south of Fayetteville and up north of Winslow. So that's where the strongest winds are located. I kind of been hinting about this on some of the videos, but I'm going to be focusing in on the stronger storms. So I'm not really going to be zooming in on areas where there's nothing going on, just for the sake of zooming in on areas. So if there's storms there, I'll probably zoom in on. If there's not, I'm probably not going to. So occasionally I'll try to give you wide views like I've been doing, so you can see where your town is. That's on there. Fayetteville is under half of Fayetteville is under severe thunderstorm warning. The west side of Fayetteville and Johnson. Kylie saying the Cane Hill winds are coming in strong. Let's see if we can find Cane Hill. I think it should populate on here. It should be right around this area here. Maybe it won't populate on the map. We're going to have to fix that. But you're looking at some gusty winds that are moving in there. Matt, I think that was a big one. We aren't on battery backup, but we have a little bit of a backup here. We had a huge lightning strike just outside of our house. We have the internet and these computer monitors in front of me are on backups, but everything else might go black. So if that happens, there's one of those. I'll get a generator down the road sometime.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what else is going on. We even got the neighbors texting saying it was loud. Yes, Aaron, it was. All right, so let's look back south here, just north of Salisaw. I'm looking for these little kinks again, guys. That one's actually weaker now, isn't it? Let's look. Near Pinhook Corner. Yeah, it's not as wrapped up as it was earlier. Let's see. Whew, man, these damaging winds. Yeah, I can see why it's strong in Cane Hill. Good grief. That's probably close to about 60 or 70 miles an hour. Summer's getting hit right now. I saw that comment that came through too. Dutch Mills, Lincoln. That's moving right towards I-49. The winds are down here out around Bentonville and Springdale, so the winds have calmed down. That's good. And it looks like if I had to put money on the damaging wind gusts, you guys, I mean, you don't have to be a meteorologist to see this. Look at that line. That's it. That's where the damaging winds are going to happen. That's central and South Washington County, Cane Hill, Dutch Mills, probably close to Devil's Den. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, some heavy lightning strikes that are still out there. So even when the storms move through, the worst of it may be over, but we'll probably still get some lightning. And we are in Bentonville. Let's see, Apple Ridge, Benton County Fairgrounds are seeing this. Stone Creek, North Fork, out towards Aurora, Lockmore Club. Still raining really good out at Thaden. Quail Ridge, Riverwalk Farms, heavy showers and storms there. Village on the Creeks, Mercy. It looks like actually, you know what? Since this is moving right over the interstate, we can probably get back up on the iDrive cameras here and see what that looks like. Looks like it's coming over the west side of Rogers. Would probably see which one's going to be good to watch this one. Let's look here. Looking at the Oakwood overpass, out towards Ajax Avenue, Whitaker Parkway. I think the traffic's actually moving. Traffic's moving better now than it was this morning, um, despite the rain that's out there. 612 interchange looking west. It's kind of a neat shot. Let's pull that one up. So there you go with the showers and storms that are continuing to move out there. Those will be tracking towards the east, northeast. I think we get those. Yeah, can't really see anything out in the distance, can you? Maybe we would, but we can't. That low and that cold front are what's eventually going to stop all this as it moves through. So there's the wide view, and it does get pretty chilly behind this thing. Um, the winds are really strong here behind the front, northwest winds. So those northwest winds are going to be shifting the temperatures around and cooling things down, probably causing us to freeze next week. I hope you didn't plant. If you did, it's okay. You can just cover it up. It's not going to be like a 20-degree night or anything like that. But we probably are going to be getting some low temperatures early next week that are probably going to be close to maybe 29, 30, 31, 32, somewhere in there. We'll watch that. If the winds stay up and there's cloud cover, I don't think there's gonna be clouds, but if there was, it'd be a little bit warmer at night. But I think the winds die off and we probably get cold. So none of the power outages being reported. So they may have fixed some of the breakers that blew. Hey, Huntsville guys, woo! Look at that storm. We got a storm over us in Huntsville, don't we? Um, no rotation on the storm. Not much hail, so we're in good shape. Doesn't look like we have probably a lot of lightning with it, but nothing big time going on there. We check back in on these storms here to the south near Tallahena. See if that guy's spinning or not. Nope, nothing just yet. Let's look here. Looking west northwest. No, it's got an interesting shape to it here, but I don't think we're seeing. Not much. I'm not complaining either. It's nice to not have the worst of it. I don't know though. The hail's there though. Marble City, Flute Springs, Evening Shade. Lots of hail coming in that. Melissa just sent me a text that the winds are starting to pick up in West Washington County. I check back in with her when it starts coming down. See what's going on there. It's Marble City. Any more hail out there? That's the big hailer right now. And that's only it's quarter size hail. I mean, it's only quarter size hail when you're comparing it to grapefruit size hail. 9. Fayetteville, we're about to get hit. We got storms lined up here from X&A back down through Lowell and Springdale. So let's see if we can get an idea of where these are occurring. Some of the neighborhoods. There's the Creeks RV Park, just south of Brentwood and south of Weatherton is where this picks up. There's the ASP headquarters there on 264. Lexington, Bellevue, Silo Falls. The showers and storms are picking up. We're in this area too, so I think we're probably going to hear some stuff. I hope we don't lose power. If we do, I'll try to get back on, or it'll just go black for a little bit. But we may get some very heavy rain here. I'm sure the kids are not having. My daughter's still at school, so I tried to pick her up out of school, but unfortunately by that time the tornado warning had come out, and they had everybody sheltering in place already. So the kids are a little bit upset today, but it's understandable when you have this kind of weather that's moving through. Thankfully, no tornado warnings now, but quite a bit of heavy showers and storms. Let's see. Let me get you in towards still some heavy rain out around the Momentary Tower and the home office. Let's move south again. Looks like we've got some heavier storms here right over Scissortail. This is moving out towards Pinnacle Country Club. Up next is going to be the Walmart Amp, Hunt Towers, Mercy, Promenade, Uptown Rogers, Liberty Bell, Shadow Valley, and Osage House here, running up 112. Some heavy showers and storms that are there. And then looks like we've got them just west of Hunt Towers. This is by the F&B branch in the Pinnacle area. You guys are getting hit right now. Of course, our Bentonville branch got hit earlier. And it's still coming down here around Kohler and Tullamore. Versailles, that's some very heavy rainfall. It probably sounds scarier than it is. I don't see any rotation. I don't see any hail. So I think you guys are in. It's loud. It's rowdy, but it's not as bad as it was earlier. Kind of broken, messy back down through here. So Salisaw, Horham, heavy showers and storms. I'm not seeing the rotation risk that's on there though, so that's some decent news for us. Melissa just sent me a picture too of some of the out around West Fayetteville. She's got the shelf cloud coming in, so let's see if we can pull up some of our Fayetteville cameras here and see what's going on. Let's see here. With the 71 interchange, looking out towards Johnson Mill. That's a good shot. Here you go. Looking southbound there. Pretty heavy traffic this evening. Traffic's always pretty heavy. Seems like on 49. But we got those moving through. Graham, you didn't see any accidents, did you? I haven't seen any. Yeah, some pretty. You guys might hear this one on the microphone. Let's see. It's not like a studio in here. Did you hear it? But our dogs did. In fact, you might go check on the Goldens again, Graham. Some heavy rain that's coming through Prairie Grove, up and down here on 62, Farmington, Fayetteville, Tawnytown, Harbor High, Huron Crest. Looks like some of that heavy rainfall is right over Arkansas Children's, the Tyson Rec Complex, the Links in Springdale. Fairly heavy rainfall there. I'm looking at some of the Springdale iDrive cams. I'm looking at Elm Springs, trying to see if I can get an idea to show you guys what's happening here. Let's try this one. Yeah. You mind turn the air down too, Graham? No, the air conditioning. No, on the other room. It's hot. Yeah. So, let's see. They always have to ask why, don't they? Storm chasing and parenting's fun. Let's see what Melissa's got to say. I got Melissa calling me here. Let's see. Hey, Melissa, I got you up live. I got the camera pulled up too. It looks like traffic's moving slow. What you got?
Well, I'm holding the doors closed right now. My balcony doors on the apartment because the wind has picked up severely. We have incredibly heavy rain going on right now in West Fayetteville. I'm sure you can probably hear the thunder in the background, but the winds have really picked up here.
Yeah, it looks like you're, and I think you're in the vicinity northwest of Fayetteville, kind of around the Links in that area. And that looks like I've got that pulled up on the radar here. It looks like it's really heavy over you.
It is. It's very heavy. I'm near Weddington and Rupel in this area right now. And yeah, the winds are just incredibly strong. We've got incredibly heavy rain. I mean, I can't see probably more than, I'd say about 100, 200 yards right now because the rain's coming down so hard. But the real issue right now is these winds. These winds have really picked up.
Yeah, I can tell. It looks like it's punching you right now too. I just looped it, and you can see kind of a bow that's coming through Fayetteville. So,
yeah, it definitely is. Like I said, I had to actually push my balcony doors back shut because it kind of tried to blow them open there.
Good grief!
And they're locked.
Yeah.
So we're having a little fight right now, but but it's it's definitely picked up. I mean, it was, I sent you a picture of the shelf cloud as it came over. A little bit of a drop there in the shelf cloud that was a little concerning, but did not see any rotation or anything. However, as soon as that came over, that's when the wind started and the rain hit almost simultaneously.
Hey, have you had any hail where you are in just West Fayetteville up of out there towards Weddington?
Not so far. I've got incredibly heavy rain, but I do not see hail right now. I did notice a couple of hail cores in the radar that was indicated, but so far we have not had a lot of hail. I think what has helped us is that it has been kind of sprinkling and raining on and off for the last couple of hours, as these little bits came through. And I think that's helped to stabilize us a little bit.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. It's been a lot more messy, and so it's been better for us. I think it's kind of made things a little less intense than it otherwise would have been. But it still looks like you're getting blasted with wind, though. Goodness.
I am, although it's died down a little bit. I'm not leaning as heavily against the
Yeah.
brakes,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a mess out there. If you're out traveling, you definitely need to slow down. I'm sure the visibility is really bad right now on the highway, and especially with kids getting out of school right now, it's going to be pretty dangerous out on the roads with this wind and heavy rain.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Melissa, thanks for calling in, and I'll check back in with you here in a bit.
All right, sounds
Cool.
good.
Thanks. Bye. So that's Melissa. She's in that Fayetteville area watching these showers and storms move through, and I guess Graham, we're getting some hail a little bit, huh? We're out around Uptown Rogers. You can open the window up here. Just don't get too close to it. There you go. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, some heavy showers and storms here in Rogers again. We had some that moved through. Yeah, there's a lot of rain there. So this is coming up towards the rail yard. Here's downtown Rogers. The Rogers Library is right here, and Whispering Timbers is here. And then Rogers High School is right here. So the high school's getting hit pretty hard. Madison, and then the Greens. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead and get back away from the window. There you go. The heaviest here near Otter Creek, Ridgewood, Brentwood, Lakewood, Cross Creek, Mount Hebron Park, Allen's Mill, Biltmore, out there towards Bellevue, Montreux, Lexington, Bent Tree, Silo Falls. This is essentially along 264 and north. It's still coming down in Otter Creek. It's not quite as heavy as it was a second ago. And it moved over the creeks in Beauchalet too. X and A, it's just to the east of us there. The heaviest, there's a new update right over Bellevue. So Bellevue, Bent Tree, Montreux, Silo Falls, heavy wind and some gusts that are moving through with some of the stronger cells pushing east fairly quickly. Fayetteville's getting hit hard though. Out around Johnson, let me see if I can pull up the iDrive camera that's there near the near Johnson. See what's going on here. It's a little farther south, but it works. So that's north and southbound, some slow traffic. Don't see any trees bending over or anything like that, so that's good. Um, Back over to radar. No, it may be one of the computers. Out around Greasy, Natural Dam. These are a little broken. Let's get a wide view and kind of reset all this stuff again. So here it is as they're moving through. Looks like about pea-size hail that's occurring in Rogers right now, north of 264 near Bellevue. So not quite as chunky as some of that stuff was earlier. Big picture view though, you can see those storms tracking in. Hey, good news for Bella Vista and Bentonville. Okay. So it looks like the heaviest is going to come to a close here in Bella Vista soon. So that's good. Unfortunately, right now is when kids are getting out of school and we're getting hosed with rainfall. Graham, what did you say that warning was coming out for? Berryville. So it's up. There it is. Actually, I just got it on mine just now. Severe thunderstorm warning now. That's issued for looks like for Berryville and also for Carroll County. That severe thunderstorm warning is going to go for. Let me look here and see if I can pull it up. Moving east at 35. They're going to continue this till 4:15. So Berryville under severe thunderstorm warning now until 4:15. Let's look at this storm, see what's going on with it. Oh, we got some hail. That's just south of town, just west of Green Forest and south of Berryville. That's going to be running, let's see, near 62. I think some of the larger hail is going to be right in here near 21. So that's a new one. Yep, just saw it. New severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see if I can get this one brought up for you guys. This is a large severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect here. This is going to be for most of Washington County. That's also going to be in there for, looks like Madison too. Takes all of Madison, all of Washington County out towards St. Paul and Witter. That's the line that just moved through Fayetteville, so that's why they're issuing it. So here it is. There's the line of storms up and down 49, Johnson southbound through Greenland and West Fork and Brentwood. This it's huge. This big polygon here is what this warning is for, from west to east as these storms move on in. I'm curious what Zach's seeing right now. Let's see if we can pull his feedback up here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get that up here in just a second. There we go. There's an Arkansas storm chaser, Zach Hall. He's been tracking these storms today. I'm just watching his feed for a second. I think he's up there north of Muldrow, Roland, maybe. Kind of looks like that curve as you're going up towards just north of Roland, maybe. Let's see what he sees when he looks west. Ooh, there's the shelf cloud. Yeah, he's out ahead of it. Great spot too. Looks like he just stopped. So he's watching those storms. That's Zach Hall. You can follow him on YouTube and on Facebook as well. As these storms move through, I'll check back in with Zach here in a little bit. All right, back over to the radar here. Large area of thunderstorms that's moving through from Fayetteville south. Why don't we go ahead and just do a little diagnostic here and see if we've got any rotation on any of this stuff? Don't see any. Do you see some, Graham?
Well, not really
No?
much. Near Stigler, they're reporting a 2 inch.
2 inch hail near Stigler. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, yeah, look at that. There it is near Porham, just west of Stigler. 2 inch hail report here, 2.5 inch hail. So, yeah, we're getting some big hail here. Where's this stuff tracking towards? Let's see.
About Fort Smith.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It may move just west and northwest of Fort Smith. There's Porham. So, let's see here. I'm wondering if this stuff in Floor County gets organized or not. If that stuff gets organized, that's going to be a problem. Nothing's rotating there, and there may be some small hail on 271. Not much though. I haven't had a whole lot developed to the south yet, huh? It's kind of nice so far. Heavy wind though from Springdale south into Fayetteville, Huntsville. Let's see. You've got a little bit of rotation out there near Springdale. In this area, not much. With those low clouds kind of on the leading edge. The rotation that we've seen so far has been a lot weaker than it was earlier. It was a lot stronger as it came into Benton County. Let's see here. Checking in here. Let's go back to a wide view. Surprised we haven't had any flash flood warnings yet. We need the rainfall, so that's always good. I wonder if I can hear Zach if he's talking. Let's see. Looks like they had some hail that moved through. Okay, anyway, wide view there. Moving through the area, you've got a little bit that's tracking. Looks like it's in East Washington County now compared to earlier. Looking at Fayetteville. What a terrible time for storms, right? I mean, school's letting out. You've got Springdale, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Rogers, Lowell, all getting clobbered with storms. You have storms over Berryville. You have them over Kingston and Huntsville. I mean, you've got storms everywhere. Why don't we go ahead and call Zach? I don't think he's watching. He may not be watching my feed. And Melissa's showing me some power outages too. You've got a lot of outages here in Delaware County, and you have a little bit just northwest of Springdale out towards Harbor and West Fayetteville. I was watching Zach's cam. He's back on the move. I was going to call him when he's parked. That way he doesn't have to deal with this crazy guy. All right, I'm going to call him. Let's see if Zach answers.
Hey, Garrett.
Hey, I got your camera. I just saw your camera. It looks like you got the shelf cloud moving in.
Yeah. So actually, if we look back to these, do you have it live right now?
Yeah, you're up live. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get through this intersection real quick, and I should be able to turn around and see if we can see it. There was a pretty substantial shelf on it, really, whenever I was in the Brent. Kind of looked a little bit more outflowish, but a really neat look, kind of the dark sky. If you'll give me a moment, I'll get turned around here safely, though.
Looks like got a lot of storm chasers or emergency managers out there too.
Yeah, we've had. I kind of asked for it when I put all this stuff on my car, but if you can look at the camera, that's the shelf that we're looking at here. So a pretty neat look as these storms move east. I'm west of Spiro near Callington.
Okay. I was wondering where you were. I couldn't tell just by the terrain. So you're out around Callington.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of keep both these storms in play, and I'm still watching those developments, man, down in LaFleur County and then even down near Antlers. I think if those decide to eventually get their act together, they could be a problem in the
Yeah,
next couple of hours. So
I agree, man. Good. Thanks for the update, man. I'm still following it, so I'll occasionally drop in on your stream, and like I said before, if you're busy, don't answer. It's all good.
but
Will do. Thanks, Zach. See ya. That's Zach Hall. He's Arkansas Storm Chaser. That's the camera that we're watching here as he's out chasing these storms that are out there. All right, back to radar. Here we go. Um, Watching those showers and storms as they're moving in, I think we probably get um, more showers and thunderstorms that develop closer to Fort Smith a little bit later. Um, Let me back out here. It's 336. Zach mentioned these guys here. If these go supercellular, these are going to be big problems. Right now they're not. Wind speeds aren't there. Hail, it's not much. It's really not. But yeah. Oh, there's one down here too. Let's see if this guy's doing anything. A little more wind in it and a little bit of hail in it. So yeah, if these things get their act together here, this is going to be this will be the next thing to watch for those storms that are moving in. Let's see. Let's go over here towards Stigler and Porham. Let's see what's going on. I'll pull Zach back up. He's got a different shot here. So those are the storms that he's watching. Um, messy weather today, huh? Still hearing that thunder. I think the threat of severe weather in northwest Arkansas is starting to come back down. So what we're seeing now, we've got, even though we have warnings out, for Fayetteville East, north central Benton County. I hesitate to say we're in the clear, but we're pretty darn close. The storms are east of 49, moving up 72, um, out towards another one near P Ridge. What do you got, Graham?
It's a good time at reservoirs that had tornadoes just south of Springfield.
Oh, yeah. Nice catch. I'll show you what Graham was watching real quick, and we'll go back to it. This cell that's south of Springfield, Missouri here is the one that moved through Benton County with all that hail. It is tornado warned now, too. So yeah, good grief. We've got all kinds of problems here with that storm. That's the same supercell, or at least the northern side of it, that had the supercell characteristics that moved through. So yeah, still tornado warned on that one. A break for at least right now. A break. No tornadoes and no spinning storms and no giant hail like what we had earlier. But it's still a possibility with some of the isolated storms. I don't think we get it out of this stuff. Let's see just a quick shot at the hail. Got two. You got one in northern Sequoia County, and then you got one out towards Stigler. Yeah. Northeast of Salisaw. Some damaging wind. Yeah. And some hail.
Yes.
About quarter size or so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it there too.
Doesn't look nice.
No. Still a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. Bentonville, but most of Benton County is in better shape than they were earlier. Heavy showers and storms now have expanded to the south into Fayetteville. Let's see if we can find out what's going on here. Thought we'd take that shot. That there's an iDrive camera as you look northbound, kind of gives us a good look. There it is. That's coming in. Yeah. Yeah.
Just our spot. 13,000 light
13,000 lightning strikes. Good grief. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning with this stuff. That's looking north to Fayetteville, so you can't even see Old Main. I guess you can if you look real close, but it's a little tough to see. Traffic's moving slow. We got the four ways on northbound. The heavy showers and storms out around Winslow, and we'll see if we can go back over to that area here soon too. Let's just see if we can scoot down there and see what's happening real quick out around Winslow. Maybe we'll catch a cool shelf cloud out of this thing. How about the tunnel cam? Ooh, got some bright lights out there. No, it's just the camera there out on top of the tunnel. It's still sunny farther to the south, so that's increasing the instability on that. With those storms moving through. Let's see if we go a little farther south what we can find. I think it's the shelf cloud. This is mile marker 39 on the iDrive RDOT cam. You can see those clouds starting to move on in. And the bottom of the screen too, you can see some of the trees that are waving around. You've got some rain that's out there. That's looking north. Not terribly impressive. At least there's no hail falling at the moment, kind of like we had earlier. Back to radar and putting this in motion for you here. Let's see what's going on. Well, they're just crawling. They're not very fast. That's why I thought maybe we'd see some flash flood warnings. Let's see here. New severe thunderstorm warning. This is out for Harrison and for Jasper. So we got a severe thunderstorm warning in that area. So we can pull that one back up here. That's going to be Harrison, Jasper, North Central Arkansas, west of Mountain Home. That's for the cell that's near Berryville. That's moving towards the east. You got about quarter size hail on that. Actually, bigger than that, almost 2-inch hail. So we're approaching egg size on that storm. 1-inch hail in northern Sequoia County. Waiting to see what's going on in Poto and if we get anything going on here. Let's zoom in on Worcester here, see what's up. Don't see any rotation on it. Not much hail either. But again, these are isolated. These are by themselves. And when you get them by themselves, these are the ones that typically can cause some problems for us with those storms, just because they have their own environment they can create. And that's when they really get going and really cause some problems and some headaches when they start turning supercellular like that. So I think this does fill in with time. Now, Bentonville West, it's actually going to start raining here pretty soon out around Siloam Springs. So that's going to be pretty nice for us. Catch a break and to evaluate some of that crazy hail that we had earlier in northwestern Benton County. Let's see, those are moving northeastward. We're looking at it. Let's see. Well, I'm looking at the Facebook reports right now that are coming in. Yeah, you're ready for it all. I think we're all ready for it to go away. Got calm in Van Buren. Amy said that. Let's see. Yeah, it actually is. Fort Smith right now doesn't have a whole lot that's going on. You can see. Let's see. I'm looking for this outflow boundary. Can you guys see it near Brent? That's where there's no outflow. It's right there. And then it's gonna be interesting to see how these storms start to interact. South of Fayetteville, Prairie Grove, Winslow, West Fork, those storms coming in west to east. Let's see here. Closer look at West Fork. It's east of West Fork there.
Yeah. Four storms were starting to develop.
Yeah.
Toward just.
Yeah, it's out near Poto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching those. They haven't done much yet, which isn't bad. Are you listening to Policegram?
Listen to dispatch.
Dispatch? Okay. All right. Southwest of Stigler. Let's see. Near Whitefield. There's some broad rotation on that. It's not much. Some damaging winds, though. Good grief. That dark blue is going to be there. Let's see here.
Ooh, Washington and Madison County has a lot of power outages. Washington has 3,900.
Washington County, 300,000 what?
967.
3,967 out of power in Washington County.
Madison has 1,055.
Madison 1,055 without power. So, yeah, man, we've got some power outages with this, and that's a lot. That's due to that damaging wind that's out there, kind of on the leading edge of this. Once you get that damaging wind line through, things actually start to improve a little bit. What's interesting is this line that's out there around Berryville, though, is actually out ahead of the storm. I know. I saw your comment there, Sydney, on the app. I'll have to fix the capacity on that. When we have several thousand people hitting it, it's kind of slowing things down on it. So you can find it on Facebook and you can find it on YouTube is where this stream is. So I kind of did the app just to do everyday weather information. I wasn't really anticipating so many hits at once. I guess I should have. But let's see if I can work on fixing that. Let's see here. Yeah, go ahead. Flood advisory for which county? Is it for Benton County? Okay. Yeah, I thought we'd get some kind of flood something. I mean, we've had a lot of rainfall. It's been beneficial. We needed the rain. Um, gust. Yeah, I saw him drop that warning, and then looks like a gust of 53 on the mesonet there, just across the state line in Missouri, southeast of Emerald Beach. Let's see what's going on. Here we go, coming into Salisaw. Here's what this looks like. It's really not the stuff that's in Salisaw right away. It's the stuff southwest that'd be a little more near Tamaha that I'd be a little bit more concerned with. Let's see. Got our big area here of showers and storms. That line's moving to the northeast. Yeah, Shannon, glad you didn't wash your car. I'm glad you didn't either, because now you get a free wash. You get a free hailstorm out of it if you were farther northwest. I know. Yeah, that hail is, oh, it's so bad when you get big hail. Yeah.
Near Stigler.
Yeah, that's actually it's already populated there. So new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be Stigler area. Let's see if we can get that pulled back up on the severe thunderstorm warning. That's I believe that's a triangle one here. This polygon. They just lit the whole thing up, which is a good call from the weather service. Stigler's getting it. Salisaw. Our friends out at MBS. They're getting those showers and storms that are just west of town. That's going to be moving through. You've got it near Vian and Tamaha. Aikens, west of Fort Smith. Those are going to be tracking northeast. Um, yeah, Southsaw, you're going to get hit by this. There's no spinning going on, but you've heard Graham mention the power outages. There's been several power outages already in Washington and Carroll County. We're probably going to get a little bit more too that's out of this. Let's see here. What did this new severe thunderstorm warning that goes till? They lit it all up here. Moving northeast at 45. Um, ping pong ball size hail. Keep your paddles at home. It goes until 4:30. So what's that?
Well, that's fun.
Oh, so do you like my dad joke finally? Great. I'm 1 for 100. Let's look at his Worcester here. I'm just looking for rotation on this thing. I don't see it. I kind of expected to see it, just because it's so isolated. So just keep an eye on these. These are the ones I think have a little bit more potential in their own environment. Is there anything on it now? Let's see. Not really. I mean, there's really not. Um, let's tilt the atmosphere or tilt up a little bit. A higher tilt of the radar. One of the cool things about the radar, what the radar does is the Weather Service actually has the ability to do supplemental low level scans, which basically means it'll, if you think of a big slice like this, so the radar is going to come through the bottom layer and then another layer, kind of like a cake, right? It goes all the way up. Well, when they put the dual poles in, they can do these supplemental low level scans. So it'll do low level, it'll go up, then it'll go back down, then it'll go up to the next level, then it'll go back down, and then it'll go up to the next level and back down. And what that does is it gives us more low level scans so we can see these tornadoes a lot easier. That's one of the big differences with the dual polarization Doppler. It's been amazing. That plus the correlation coefficient, which is a fancy way of saying tornado debris. We can basically see the size of what's in the air. And if it doesn't look like a raindrop, the computer says that's not a raindrop. And so it starts to give us little donuts on there that show us where debris is actually happening. Um, so yeah, that's something to look at. Josh is saying the car's off the ditch in West Fork. Typically do get these thunderstorms moving through. Zoom back out here and get a wide view of what's going on. Base reflectivity, and I'll loop this. That line's moving north northeast.
I like to also say,
Yeah.
even though this is not in our area, in Springfield, Missouri, there is a very strong system.
Springfield, Missouri. Yeah.
Just
I think it's that same cell that moved through Benton County earlier that produced that giant hail that moved in. Um, so you do have another one there. Let's see here. Just taking a look at this. Yeah. It looks like we're getting a new warning here now. New warning for Crawford and for Sequoia County. That's a severe thunderstorm warning. This one appears to go until 4:30 this evening. Let me read the bulletin here. Let's see. Moving northeast at 45. I think that's the same one we got earlier. It's a little late hitting the system. Right here near Salisaw. Let's watch this thing in Salisaw too. See what Graham's doing. Not Graham. Sorry, Graham. See what Zach's doing. Doesn't have anything. He doesn't have any crazy stuff going on his camera just now, which is good. Let me look here. Well, I guess just put radar if you don't want to see me. There we go.
do you mind if we open the window?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for turning the air on too. Back to Zach's cam. There you go. Arkansas storm chaser Zach Hall following these storms too. He's been on them quite a bit throughout the day. Yeah, you can go ahead and close it. All right, so we've got all the. Let's see if that'll do it or not. Might have glitched on me there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna check back out to the iDrive cameras. I'm curious if we have it. Have you seen any Rex, Graham, up there? Oh yeah, there is one here. I see one near that Battlefield. Near Battlefield. That's right into the wall. That sucks. That's the RDOT cam. Looks like one state troopers there. This is where I think that's right where it opens up into 3 lanes, or no, that's northbound. So it's 3 lanes going into 2 lanes, getting close to Bella Vista. Someone lost control there, hydroplaned. Looks like they got the tow truck on site. Um, Man, those cars people just go drive like crazy on 49. Obviously, if you see a cop, slow down on this. If you're on the side of the road, windshield wipers on, turn your headlights on. Um, that's a real dangerous spot there with kind of coming around the corner like that. But hopefully they're able to get everything moved out. ASP doing a great job today. I know it's crazy whenever the drivers are out there and it gets sloppy like that. Back over to Winslow. Let's see what's happening here. Brentwood, south of West Fork. No wind. Well, no damaging wind at the moment. It's real windy. There's probably some hail that's coming out of this thing too. Hail would be west of Winslow, right in here. Flipping the radar on and off. It's kind of rural, but there probably is some hail that's falling in southwest Washington County, northern Crawford County. Poto, guys, got the storms here. What's going on here? No wind, no hail. I'm on tilt 1, or tilt half, half a tilt. It's kind of crazy as you can see how these storms are tilted. So I'm at, just to give you an idea, this storm is 1,500 feet above the ground. I'm sorry, that's where the radar beam is located. So the red that you're seeing is at 1,500 feet. Go up a little bit more, you can see it's tilted back. This is 2,600 feet. A little more, the storm is 3,600, even more than that, 5,000 feet. So a lot of times what I'll do is these mid-level rotation mesocyclones, meso meaning middle, they start out in the middle of the atmosphere. And so what you end up with is mid-level rotation or rotation spinning aloft before it ever makes its way down to the ground. And so when you've got it up here like this, you can see it before it hits down here. And a lot of times it gives us a heads up on where the storms are and on what some of the stronger rotation couplets could be down the road. So in other words, oh, it's starting here at 5,000 feet. That means eventually it may come down to the surface. So when I'm looking behind the scenes at some of this stuff, what I'm looking at is with the radar beam, and I'm also taking a look at the level it's at and seeing if there's rotation aloft, because a lot of times that comes down to the surface. For instance, on the Benton County storm, let our folks know at work that they were probably going to get a tornado warning. They probably thought I was crazy, and then they got one. But the mid-level rotation was already there around J before it moved into Benton County. So some strong rotation on that. So what you got, Graham?
Well, big number.
Yeah. Ooh, 21,000. Is that Swepco or is that
So that is Ozark Electric.
Ozark? Goodness. That's 21,000?
Yep, and then in Madison County, 4,524.
4,524?
And Benton gained a little bit too. It was Ozark's Electric Cooperative too. It's an Ozark. He's going to
Yeah.
more than 25,000 people out of town.
25,000 without power. That must have hit some kind of.
In Northwest Arkansas, it is coming.
It's 25,000 in Northwest Arkansas. Yeah. Okay. Southside guys, we're getting hit. Here it comes. Moving in. You got some damaging winds. Let's see if we can change this. I'm gonna do the same thing, guys. Some stronger winds out towards Tomahawk. Okay. So low tilt. Let's move up in the atmosphere. Let's look at Salisaw, see what the winds are doing. There it is. There's a meso right there. But there's nothing down at the surface. So yeah, it's probably a little kink right there too. So this is going to bear watching. I don't see any strong rotation out of it, but we are going to get a lot of wind, and we're going to get some hail too. Right now, it's spitting out about quarter size as indicated on radar, but it may be a little stronger, a little larger hail, just given the history of what we've seen so far today. Let's see if I can take you guys a little farther south here, maybe out towards the. Let's see. This is Lee Creek. That's a good camera. Let's pull that one up. There you go. This is the camera out around Lee Creek. You can see the storm starting to move in. You'll get the shelf cloud first, and then you'll get the stronger storms behind it. Back to a big picture view. And I'll loop this thing here. Oh, we do have some storms behind it to the southwest. That's interesting, huh? So you have the atmosphere will be a little worked over by the time they get here. Down around Ardmore and Ada, moving northeast. Could be a risk there of some severe weather. With time, that'll be interesting to watch. That is isolated. That's all by itself. So that'll have a little bit more something to work with. Let's see here. Yep, it's already got a warning on it. This is way out there. This is near Tishmingo and near Ardmore, basically southeast of Oklahoma City. Let's see. Let's see the radar beam here. Even on our lowest tilt coming out of the SRX Fort Smith radar site, I'm shooting 16,000 feet above the ground. I couldn't tell you what was going on at the surface if I tried. So as the radar beam goes out into the sky, what's essentially happening here is you've got the dome, right? The Earth is curved. Unless you're one of the flat earthers, then just unfollow me. So the radar beam comes out, but as it gains in altitude, you're getting higher from the ground, right? So the radar beam is climbing because of the curvature of the Earth. So by the time we're looking at storms out there on Pauls Valley and Tishmingo, we're way the heck up there. We're like 16,000 feet above the ground. We're not going to see low level rotation. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll change Doppler radar sites. I'll switch around from Fort Smith. I'll go to INX, which is up towards Tulsa. I'll go to Twin Lakes, which is out in Oklahoma City, and kind of toggle around at different radar sources. And that usually gives us a good idea of what's going on when you look at all of them kind of as a conglomerate. Okay, back to radar here. There's the line of storms moving through. We'll zoom out just a touch here. Still watching those guys to the south. Let's see. I'm looking back west too. You guys are probably in Salisaw saying, zoom in on Salisaw, dude. Okay, there you go. Got some hail just north of Salisaw, out towards Pinhook Corner. Tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna let this loop over Salisaw, and I'm gonna go back to the Facebook feed and see what's going on here. I've just been kind of going back and forth on it, so I can't look at them all at once. In other words, I can't just have it constantly populating. Looks like y'all are having a side conversation right now on the Facebook, which is fun. Actually, Michaela just said the wind picked up out around Mountainburg. Yeah, looks like we got those storms moving into Mountainburg, don't we? There's another wide view of that. Raining in Rudy, out around Salisaw, watching it. Shondell's watching it in Salisaw. It's probably starting to pick up, isn't it? Looking at it south of town. Let's see. Is Fort Smith getting hit? Not yet. Nothing over Fort Smith. Van Buren's still calm. Yeah, there's nothing there yet. I think that line's going to move through eventually. The whole thing's going to press east, but it's not really this stuff that I'm worried about. It's more towards down here. I still don't like the way this thing looks. And I know there's nothing there, but let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Just watch that thing. There's an outflow boundary here too, which is interesting because a lot of times let's see if we can find it. See the little green or the little blue line right there? The low levels are contaminated, and sometimes they can suck in these outflow boundaries, and that can increase the low level rotation. Asking about is Springdale in the clear? Actually, I think so. I think Bentonville and Springdale are both in the clear now. Everything's out to the east. We're not going to get any more. So Benton County all clear. Washington County not quite. Fort Smith hadn't even started in Sebastian. It started in northern Crawford County. Stigler, Tamaha, Salisaw, shower storms moving through. Here's where what it looks like in Salisaw right now. The heaviest is just to the north on 59. Probably some hail. The hail report here is quarter size. Let's see. Let's look for some rotation here. Man, I don't see rotation, but I see a lot of wind. Near Tamaha, this is some strong damaging winds here. Goodness. That's 2,500 feet is where the radar beam is, and I'm showing a gust to 85 knots. That's really strong. I mean, that's a loft. Remember, not all those winds are going to make their way down to the surface that strong, but it's probably gusting at the surface easily 60, maybe 70 miles an hour, probably closer to 70 miles an hour southwest of Tamaha. That's with that angry purple blob thing that's right there.
You think
What?
done?
I think it's done for Benton County, and it's finished from Fayetteville north. As far as severe weather goes, I think we still got a long time to go before it clears south on Fort Smith, though. Let's see. Yeah, it should calm down here just a little bit. Yeah. Not everybody got the hail, and we kind of knew that going into it. It wasn't going to be a hailer for everybody, but man, we did get some huge hail out in northwest Benton County with that supercell that moved through. Um, so AK is asking if we're going to get stuff through the overnight through 10 o'clock. I think we're probably done by 10. This isn't a long, thank goodness, right? This isn't a long overnight type storm, which is good because I usually go to bed at like 8 or 9. But I do this thing in the morning. Probably I usually try to cut it between 4 and 5, somewhere around there, a little after 5, before I head out to the gym in the morning. So I'll try to do that for you guys too tomorrow morning if we get any hail that's on there. And of course, I'll put it up on Facebook too. Salisaw is still coming into town there from the west. Go back over to see what Zach's got loaded up here. Still having some lightning and thunder ongoing in Benton County and in Washington County. That little black thing is not good. West of Tamaha. Let's see. Hasn't really shown up on the maximum estimated hail size yet, but I guarantee you we're getting some huge hail out of that. That's probably at least golf ball size. Yeah, and that's tracking northeast too. So Hill core probably gets real close to Salisaw. Let's see. Looking at Zach's cam, I think he's getting a Red Bull. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, he's at the Jam Mart. I think that's one of his sponsors. So, all right. Let's see here. I'm gonna check Mesonet again. What I'm doing behind the scenes here is trying to see what the Oklahoma Mesonet looks like because a lot of times um, it'll kind of show us what some of the peak gusts were. Salisaw, we really haven't seen the strongest winds are hitting now, so we don't have anything that's measured. To the west, I'm gonna check Weber's Falls. Right now, we're southwest at 10. It might have been higher earlier, but it's not right now. That tornado watch for Oklahoma goes until 6, so that thing's gonna be over real quick. No need to check the LaFleur County area. Hasn't hit there yet. Stigler actually has west northwest winds at 9, meaning front's on its way in too. So no strong gusts there either. So we'll have to see what these strong wind gusts do with time on the storms. I'm also clicking around here. Ooh, that's a cool shot. This is going to be looking west from Van Buren. So, hey, the grass is finally greening up. That's good. At least the brush fire danger isn't going to be as bad for us. But the storms are coming in. There they are. Let's go back over to Garrison Avenue here. Let's see here. Boy, this bridge has been a disaster, hasn't it? This is all that construction. Ugh.
Oh yeah.
It's yeah, coming over. And you got the big bank there, there on the right, First National Fort Smith. They haven't had the rain showers move through just yet. So we'll be seeing those here in just a little bit. It's coming into Salisaw now, though. Heavy storms in Salisaw, west side of town, moving through. You can see them lined up southwest and northeast. That's going to be traveling through the area here shortly. Again, severe thunderstorm warning on that. Let's see. All right. Let's see if I can get a wide view. And then let's try this. I'm going to call another one of my friends here. So she's got.
Hey,
Hey, Shanda, I've got you live on the live stream. This is Shanda Hunter. She's with Swepco. A lot of power outages, huh?
Hey, yeah, we have about 1,828 outages in South Fayetteville. It looks like it's isolated to that area. The wind knocked down a tree, which in turn took out a power line, and so we have crews on the scene right now trying to get that sorted out and power rerouted. But of course, it's still storming in Fayetteville, so they're doing it as quickly and as safely as they possibly can.
Hey, with Swepco, how far out do you guys go? I mean, I know in Northwest Arkansas, it's like Carroll County, Swepco, OG&E, there's a hodgepodge. But are you having to deal with these storms as they get into Harrison too and eventually Mountain Home?
Yeah, so our service territory is just kind of a sliver up and down Arkansas, all the way down into parts of Texas, and down south of Shreveport.
Okay.
We're in the Eureka Springs area, and then that just kind of flows south as you get into Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville, all the way down into Greenwood and Mina,
Are you
and into the Shreveport, Texarkana area.
okay? She's got a wide area to watch then, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, we do.
Yeah. Were you at home when this stuff hit in Fayetteville?
Yeah, I went and grabbed my kids
Yeah.
before the storm hit because I knew I had to monitor outages for Swepco. So we're safe. We're safe in West Fayetteville, watching things go and touching base with the crews to make sure that one, they're safe, and two, that they're on top of power outages, and as always they are.
All right, appreciate that, Shanda. For those that don't know, Shanda lived in my ear for a long time, probably a decade. She was one of my executive producers and assistant news director for a long time. So, Shanda, appreciate that Swepco report, and stay safe out there.
Yeah, it's a pleasure working with you again, Garrett. Congratulations on your new platform.
Thanks.
Watching you all afternoon.
Awesome. Who would have thought we'd do it like this, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you.
If you need anything.
We'll do. See you, Shanda. All right, bye. It's Shanna Hunter with Swepco. They discontinued it. So yeah, that's good. That's really good news. In fact, I'll back it up. See the big yellow square here? Stepping through, they've actually let it expire and have not reissued it. So again, the atmosphere is contaminated by so many showers and storms that are out there that you can't really it's hard to get sustained severe weather or a big storms going when you have all these interactions that are taking place. That's why these isolated ones bothered me the most. This one just hadn't taken off. It just hasn't, and the rotation's still not there. The hail's not there on that. We do have some hail that's fallen north of Salisaw. That's about quarter size north of Salisaw, southwest of Brushy. That's moving northeastward. So near Tamaha. Probably going to get some flash flood warnings out of this eventually too. Let's see. Looks like Zach's still getting a Red Bull. His camera. Flipping back over to the Facebook. Let's see what you guys. Good grief! I'll try to read all y'all's comments, but there's 1,381. So I'm not gonna stay up too late. Maria, did I say your name right? Is it even going to rain in Fort Smith? You're probably wondering that. It is going to rain in Fort Smith, and it's going to be pretty heavy too. So far, so good. I know, right? But we do have the storms that are out there, and the atmosphere is still super unstable. So it's been oriented southwest to northeast, but it started to change just a little bit. Finally seeing a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one is in effect here. I think this is going to be Pushmataha County, I believe. So see if I can pull that one up here for you. Severe thunderstorm warning in Pushmataha County, just to the south of Smithville. Let's see here. Well, I'm too high up anyway. Well, no, there actually is rotation on that. Way up. So the radar beam is 5,000 feet up here. And there is rotation. There's also rotation here just north of Pickens on both of those cells. So those are going to move north. Those could get into west central Arkansas. That's what surprised me about this one that's just west of Greenwood. It hasn't done anything. And usually they take off like that. So I don't really know what's going on with that, but hey, that's fine, right? I mean, it's moving out. Um, Lisa's asking, will there be around at 5 at Fayetteville? By 5 o'clock, so it may start to move out, maybe out of the area. So it's good. I mean, it's already where the base of the what size hail was that, Graham? Grapefruit or grapefruit size hail out around Sulphur Springs where that fell. Storms have actually moved on out. I can't see. I know when it's live like this, I can't put pictures on here, so I'm gonna have to think through that. I've got to think through some other ways to fix the app up to where it's a little more responsive. Um, but I'll look through all those coming up a little bit later too. All right, I'm gonna go back into Salisaw just because it's real loud and rough and tumble.
But
Go ahead, Graham. Yeah.
power outages in Washington County has dropped about, let me say, like,
Power outages in Washington County.
not well, 13,000?
13,000.
8,000.
Yes, they're getting them back on.
Yeah, and then Madison is also going back.
It's kind of like Shanda said. The tree fell on a power line, so that's why they're having to do it and get it cleared. So once they do that, they can actually get the power back on pretty quick. Still coming down in Salisaw. Let's check for rotation again. Got a pocket near, not rotation, but some strong winds near Tamaha. To me, this whole thing has come down a little bit, actually, quite a bit from earlier. I don't think it stays that way, but it has come down. Matter of fact, let's go over here real quick. What I'm going to do is just see what the Storm Prediction Center is doing. Let's see. Still a lot of lightning and thunder, though, huh?
Yeah.
You can still hear it. That's out there. Let's put this in motion. They've still got the enhanced that's out there. Looking at the mesoscale discussions. They're looking at storm. Storm Prediction Center is also watching parts of Illinois. That tornado watch is crazy. It goes all the way up across the country here. Let's see. Is there any more on this? Let's see here. Yeah, they did issue a mesoscale discussion on us.
On us?
Well, for us, yeah. They're looking at issuing a new severe thunderstorm or tornado watch downstream of the current watch. So this is going to be central Arkansas. This is more for like Hot Springs and Little Rock. Probably a new severe thunderstorm warning coming, or not warning, a watch will be coming on that. They're looking at convective trends to see. Convective trends is a fancy way of saying storm evolution or how the storms are going to play out over time here. They're saying storms have grown upscale into multiple Boeing clusters. That's what we've seen. Several damaging winds, 50 to 70 miles an hour, have been a concern with the linear convection. That's pretty much what we've seen too, as well as large hail. Yeah. They're thinking a couple tornadoes persist with any supercells that can remain discrete or isolated. So that's what it looks like here for the next couple of hours. Let's see. Go back to zoom back in on Salisaw, where the strongest storm is. What's it like in Salisaw, guys? Pretty nasty. Let me go to the Facebook. It's getting darker in Van Buren. Wind speed's picking on up. Clearing skies headed west of Fayetteville. Mike saying, yeah, I love that, right? I mean, one and done. It's going to be interesting if we actually get some sunshine. I think we'll actually see a nice sunset, especially in western Benton County compared to what it was like earlier. So, a big change and a welcome change, I think, for all of us, too, once that moves through. But not so much so for Salisaw. Still dealing with the showers and storms. Wind picking up in Cedarville. Got that report for you. Lots of wind in Salisaw. Leslie sent that one in. Joanna saying the wind in Salisaw. Felicia's telling dad jokes. That's good. Starting to clear up in Centerton, according to Bree, so that's nice. Still those big clouds hanging overhead. That's the leftovers in the back edge of the storm system. So that should clear out here pretty soon. And it's going to be nice to get the sunset in northwest Arkansas. I don't think we're going to see it in Fort Smith, though. And then down into farther to the south, most of this stuff is going to be moving out pretty quick. Got the lightning in Greenland, heavy rain northeast to Salisaw. Amy's asking if Rogers will be in the clear. It will be. Let me go back over here real quick. Really, I mean, there's not much else in Benton County. Yeah, most of it's moved east. It's moved east quick, so you can see the clearing skies. You got clear skies out towards not maybe not clear skies. You still got the low clouds, but as far as rain goes, it's moved eastward from Bentonville out towards Lowell, Springdale. Still some heavy showers. Look at St. Paul; it's really going too. Some heavy storms around Pettigrew and Winslow, right there around the tunnel. So yeah, a little sunshine coming out in Rogers. That's nice. And yeah, the tunnel cam is fun. Look at this. Are we in a cloud? I think we are. And that's out towards the Hopper Tunnel. Lightning strike. See it on camera. That's kind of fun. Not if you're not if you're up there. Yeah, it may. The way some of this stuff has been going. All right, so still coming down in Salisaw. It's not making a lot of forward progress here. It's a slow go, but it's still coming down. Heavy showers and storms. There you go. Sorry. Um, around Salisaw and Tamaha. These cells here are going to be interesting to watch too as they move north. Smithville and that little guy. Let's see if it's doing anything. Not really. Zoom back out here. That was near the tunnel near Winslow where it's coming down. We actually don't even have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for these. It's for St. Paul, for Ponca, Winslow. Things have really, really hit the chill factor here for us. Southwest of Salisaw, some storms. I don't see any rotation with this. Some damaging winds possible near Bellefonte. About quarter size hail maybe that's out there in northern Sequoia County. And really just a lot of heavy rain right now over Salisaw with it moving in. That's going to be tracking northeastward into north central Sequoia County, right along I-40. See what we got going on here. Kind of nice to see a little bit of a lull. It's not going to last though. How about this, guys? This is the way station on I-40 with the RDOT cam. I think that's looking west, so you're looking out at the storm that's out there that's moving in west to east. So that's going to be affecting us here soon too. And the winds, you can see the flag there waving around. Got west winds, some curtains of rain out in the distance moving through. A little bit of lightning still, yeah. Another view of this stuff as it moves in. This is another wide view here. There's the low pressure system. Showers and storms moving in southwest to northeast. Keeping an eye on these isolated cells. These are the ones that I've been a little more concerned with here that are moving through. The line, this has just gotten really sloppy, and sloppy is not a bad thing. When we get all these boundaries that are interacting together like this, it can kill the updraft, which is great because it means the tornado threat comes way down. But they're still there. They're still moving through. Pocket instability. That's located in the river valley. So we still have some unstable air that's there. And I think it still trends northeast and eventually moves through Fort Smith. It's just been a while before it started to push through. Problem is, I think this area is really ripe for storms. Here, hang on. There we go. Let me zoom out. Let me see if I can change things up or break something here. I'm just curious if we can see some of these hail reports. Okay, so here's the 24-hour hail reports. And you can see where some of that large hail was as it moved into northwestern Benton County. Again, these are hail reports for the last 24 hours. 24-hour rotation tracks. We've had some rotation that moved across western Benton County, northeast Oklahoma. We had some rotation just south of Fayetteville. Of course, we had some a little farther to the west and to the southwest. Over the last hour, this is our hail. The heaviest hail has been out there around Green Forest, and we've been dealing with hail near Stigler. By the way, that's going to track towards Salisaw, so expect a little bit of an increase in hail as it starts to move on in. Yeah, go ahead. Currently, this is where the hail is falling. You've got the heaviest just southwest of Salisaw out towards Kerr Reservoir. Lightning probabilities, high. Let's tell you guys that. It's been going on like crazy here for a while. Probabilities of severe hail. Salisaw. It's Kerr Reservoir. This is the storm to watch. Let's go back over to radar. So this is the one. I break it. Let's see. Maybe I did. Let's hit pause on this. Let's see here. Maybe okay. Maybe it lost a little scan. It lost a scan on that. All right, we'll go up a tilt. This is the storm here with the hail. We saw that on the other image, and sure enough, that there's probably some hail picking up in size that's going to come into Salisaw here shortly. Been talking weather here with you guys for about 2 hours or so I'm probably gonna have to arrange to get the kid number two here soon. So I'll probably do that, but I'm still gonna watch it when it comes through Fort Smith. So if I break from it, I'll be back on when it gets into the Fort Smith area. I'm gonna stay with it through Salisaw here. This is that hill is probably pretty large, just southwest of Salisaw. Slow though. I mean, this is a great rain at least, right? I'm getting some heavy showers. There was 1 inch hail report here near Elkins. That's about quarter size, so it's not huge hail, but still some hail falling around Salisaw. I'm sorry, in Elkins. That was in central Washington County. Here's a wind gust report. This may have been what Shanda was talking about. Large trees down in Fayetteville. That looks like it's the report came in. Looks southeast of Wilson Park, east of Razorback Stadium, and just north of the Fayetteville Square. So some trees down, probably right there on College is my guess, near College and Leverett, kind of what it looks like to me. Yeah, and look, the rain's almost over. That's great. Bentonville, Springdale, Fayetteville, rain coming to a close. Heavy showers and storms still in Winslow. Cedarville, we have some storms over us. The hail in Cedarville, that's come up a little bit near northeast side of Cedarville, probably close to about quarter size hail. Looks like that's actually not under a warning, so the Weather Service is watching that. They may decide to reissue on that one. And then, of course, these storms down here are the ones that I'm a little more concerned with as they get into Fort Smith. That guy right there's got a little hook on it. That's way out there in Oklahoma. But these little discrete, isolated supercells could be the ones that, well, they're not supercells yet, but if should they grow into supercells, they would be the big ones. Yeah.
Washington County has gone down about 4,000, so now it's at 4,000.
About 4,000 power outages in Washington County now, 4,500. Carroll County.
No, actually, 2.
So 800 power outages now in Carroll County. This is the wind. Let's zoom out here. So this is a look at the wind gusts. It's kind of trended up and down. It was stronger before it moved into Washington or Sequoia County. Still up a little bit though near Salisaw. It's just moving really slow. There's the hail core though. So if we're getting hail, it's right here. Let me turn the radar off for you. It's kind of where you go fishing out towards Kerr, right there. The problem with that is it's coming into Salisaw. Yikes. Not good. I think it is tracking right towards Salisaw here. Let's look again. Yeah, that hail's coming into Salisaw, guys. Hope you got the car pulled in the garage. It's moving northeast. I don't see any rotation on it though. And some gusty winds for sure in Salisaw. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna pull Zach back up here and see what Zach's doing. Um, this is Arkansas Storm Chaser Zach Hall. He's broadcasting live on YouTube. He's following the storms. Trying to see where he is just by judging on the. I think that's 59 maybe, or is it 40? It's got to be 40. It's gonna be interstate, right? Yeah. Right. He's gotten a little bit of rain out there today. It's been such a sloppy atmosphere, though. It's been tough to see this stuff as it's moved through. But the interactions have been good for us because the interactions are what's limiting the tornado potential on some of this stuff. So you have to have them isolated before you can get them to really take off like that. Um, Pretty messy environment. No, he's not on the interstate. He's probably he's probably on that storm. They're coming up to Salisaw. See if we can get the intersection here. It's fascinating how technology's come along, isn't it? It's nuts. What's that say? Mount Zion, Denver Street. I don't know where Denver Street is. You guys might, but I don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that's what I was saying. Yeah. Okay, so we'll check back in with Zach, see what he's got going on here a little bit later. Um, I'm reading some of your comments in Greenwood. You said that's Greenwood, so he's in Greenwood. Yeah, must have came back to the west. Of course, we've been talking for a while. 71 South, thanks. Come, I didn't recognize that. I've been through there 1,000 times. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys pointing it out. Where he is, 71 by Greenwood. So now everybody's saying it. Sorry, Tasha. Sorry, Missy. Sorry, Jacob. Sorry, Sarah. Usually I recognize it pretty easily, but didn't recognize it that time. All right, here we go. Zach's heading south from Greenwood. Thank you all. I got it. Earlier he was out towards Stigler, so I thought maybe he was going to be in Southeast Oklahoma, but when you got your car all wrapped up, it's a little bit tougher. You're asking if you can watch it on the app. You can't watch it on the app yet. Kind of just did all this myself, so that's why it's a little janky. But eventually we'll try to get it to where you can watch it on the app. Looks like we just got new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see where this one's for here. So we can pull it up on the radar. Back to radar and see. This severe thunderstorm warning is. Oh, they're issuing it on the far. No, it's this one, I think. I think this is the new one. The one moving east at 30, 60 mile per hour winds. It's going to go till 5:15. So this warning is Sequoia and Crawford County. It's really just a sliver of Crawford County, though. The polygon kind of cuts through Cedarville and Natural Dam, so it's really not the whole county there. But the heavy storms are still over Salisaw. I was watching that little kink there, but these are disorganized, guys. I don't think this is going to do that much as far as tornadoes go. It's going to have some hail. It's going to have damaging winds. The rainfall is torrential, which is good because we need the rainfall. Um, let's see here. Southwest of Salisaw near Brent. It's saying about quarter. I think it's probably going to be a little bit higher than that. Um, just based on the hail reports we've seen. Yeah, it's bigger than quarter. It's going to be probably closer to golf ball size with that little white area. Again, that's moving right towards Salisaw. So you guys in Salisaw, heads up on the hail as this thing starts to move through. Very large area of hail moving in west to east. Right in there. So that's going to track into Salisaw and then move northeastward. Grant wants me to look at Harrison. Yeah. Let's see. Of course, remember we're shooting the radar beam up a little bit higher here, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Harrison. Um, Velocity shows some damaging winds up towards Diamond City and east of Omaha. Northeast of Harrison, I think, is where that's going to be some damaging winds there. Hail wise, we've got some hail south and east of Harrison. This is just garbage right now. This is very disorganized. From Jasper to St. Paul, it's loud, it's noisy, it's rainy, it's stormy. Yeah, this is very disorganized though.
What happened was the front part of it was going too slow, so the back part came too
Yeah, it kind of
fast.
caught up with it, and it stabilized the air. So no severe thunderstorm throughout the rest of the night. Benton County, I'd say we're almost in the clear completely for Washington County, and it hadn't even started raining in Fort Smith yet, which is kind of nuts, isn't it?
It was just all slow.
It's very slow moving, and I haven't talked this long for a long time, so surprised I can still do it. Let's see here. You guys in Salisaw, man, it's gonna get loud. Already seeing some reports. You guys saying some hail in Salisaw. Any rotation on Smithville? Let's see. Not much. Of course, remember the beam's pretty high, but let's see. Recalibrate the radar for winds here.
But they
Yeah.
held kids in school until a little after because
Yeah, the kids.
walking out.
Yeah, the kids were held until after the warnings were over with, and Rogers anyway. Yeah, so for sure. So I'm gonna keep watching that. Keep going on this. Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, it's been on about a little over 2 hours here. Yeah, so 59 south. Where is this? I-40, and then up towards 64. That heavy area of hail is moving right into South. I wish we had a camera there to see it. But yeah, some heavy hail that's coming into Salisaw now. We'll probably get some hail reports out of this. Um, Be careful in Salisaw with that hail that's moving through. It looks like it's right over us right now, right over 64 and on the interstate too. That stuff down to the south is what I think is stuff to watch in Fort Smith. It's just kind of creeping east from west to east, so it's not a very fast moving system at all. It's slow moving as it moves through, but it's going to be picking up. Mackenzie's saying bad hill in Salisaw. What kind of hill are you guys seeing in Salisaw? You can put those in there, and I'll look and see. I know the dog's shaking. How are our dogs, Graham? They flipping out? They're good. Okay, well that's good. And Willow is the one that freaks out. Kihei, yeah, she eats everything, but Kihei's he's a little more chill. Um, Amber saying there's a pea-sized hail near Tamaha. Will this one hit Dora? No, I don't think so. Quarter-sized hail in Salisaw. I think you'll probably get a little bit bigger, but we'll see. Maybe not. Got some hail in Cedarville. Let's see. Yeah, at least 1 inch, a little over an inch here. That's moving through. You can see just looking at that though, the isolating the hail is really a lot more in Salisaw. It's where that now it's up to that 2 inch now. I'm kind of worried that this is going to dump a big hail core over Salisaw. Let's see. Yeah, it's moving right over town right now. So we've got some heavy storms coming up over Salisaw, tracking northeast, central Sequoia County. That's going to be really getting us here up towards Aikens eventually, but it's right over us in Salisaw. Eventually, we're all going to get some more showers and storms out of this thing. Look at this little hook. Does that do anything? Let's see. Nah, it's southwest Floor County, out there towards Octavia. Doesn't really have anything on it right now. But yeah, all this is going to move. Let's zoom out because I'm kind of looking all over the place here. Let's see. Here's an animation. So again, moving in southwest to northeast, you can see those storms that are tracking in. Um, the stuff that's moving south of Fort Smith that fills in is going to be interesting to watch. Tornado watch goes till 9, so we're definitely not out of the woods yet. I'm watching the storm in southern LaFleur County. It's got a little bit of deviant motion on it. In other words, it's starting to make a little bit of a right turn. These right turners are usually ingest more what we call helicity. They can sweep it out. So that's going to be one to watch, even though it's not doing much now. But shall we go higher up? Tons of hail in Salisaw. I figured as much. Um,
I just got a report from Salisaw, 1.75 inch hail.
1.75 Salisaw. Not golf ball size, yeah. Let's go back over to Salisaw. Oops, that's not it. There we go. Oh, yep, right there was the report. That was from a trained spotter, 4 southwest of Salisaw, 1 3/4 inch hail.
The radar beam is
Estimate just over 2.
yeah.
Main Street's covered with hail in Salisaw. Katie's saying that. Salisaw's in. Did I say Salisaw was in Arkansas? Maybe I've had too much Coke Zero today. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's the DBZs on that are really high. It's coming over Salisaw right now, and I know it's loud in the house, and I know it's the kids and the dogs are probably going nuts. We may end up just over golf ball size with this, though. It's falling right now in Salisaw. Um, some fairly large hail there. Fulton covered with hail. Mariah's saying that. Lots of hail from Mackenzie. Very high winds, too. Let's see what the winds are. Nothing's spinning. There's some stronger winds right there southeast of town. Leading edge there. Let's see. Yeah, still some thunder. That's ongoing. Gina saying quarter size hail. Yeah, Kayla saying it's so loud. I'm sorry, guys. Hail is terrifying. Like if you're in a house or a car, I was telling someone earlier today that when you get the hail like this, it's scarier sometimes for me to be underneath a big hailstorm than it would be driving up to a tornado. The hail is just loud. Golf ball size hail that came in from Dawn and Salisaw right now. Kimberly's saying the rain's starting to pick up out towards Albert Pike. Um, I see the hail core just moved over Salisaw. Here it is again. The dark black there that you see, that's the hail core that just passed through. So it probably dropped quite a bit of hail. Sean's saying a marble size out towards Wild Horse. That's south of town. The barbecue too. Let's zoom out a little more here. Still got some stuff going on here. None of this is mostly garbage that's moving through. It's not that bad at all. The stuff to the south hasn't really made its way in yet, but it will be the next couple of hours or so. Let's just loop this again. What's interesting is you can see the outflow boundary right here kill these storms. Oop, gone. And then some of them redeveloped to the northeast. That's the stuff that's over Fort Smith. So this is going to be near Rogers Avenue East. Let's see. Wonder if we can see what that looks like, y'all. We can look north from Rogers Avenue with that iDrive cam. Of course, 540 is not much better than 49, depending on where you are. Looks like folks are out there making their way home from school now, work. Guess it's 4:30. The kids are already home from school now. So that storm's just south on the southeast side of Fort Smith. This is not severe. Don't see any hail with it. Don't see any damaging winds with it either. It's the ones to the south that we need to be concerned with in Fort Smith, and this stuff that develops around Wilburton. So, and it still very well could be another hour or two out. So, I mean, it's not like it's going to happen all right at once. But the front is working with a lot of instability, so it's got a lot to play with there as it starts to move through. Yeah, it's going to be yeah moving out pretty quick. Out towards Phoenix Avenue, this is looking north. So that's moving into Fort Smith. See the clouds kind of moving around there. And then the ones in southern LaFleur County are going to be ones to watch. Let's see here. I'm going to check this one for rotation again. That's near Salisaw. Oh, 2-inch hail. So we had about golf ball size hail in Salisaw. And then the stuff here should fill in, and that's what's going to be moving to the north. Got 1-inch hail on that storm southwest of Poto. Nothing spinning on it, but it's got some hail. All right, so let's do a quick recap of what's going on here, and then we'll hop off and then jump back on when some of this stuff starts to fire back up here in a little bit. The overall trend is this. A cold front's moving through. We have showers and storms lined up along the front from northwest to southeast. Northwest Arkansas, specifically Benton County and Washington County, for right now are in the clear. More storms are going to develop in the Fort Smith area. Salisaw, some of the atmosphere is pretty worked over in Salisaw, so it shouldn't be as bad. The atmosphere is untouched, though, essentially south of I-40. So this whole area from Fort Smith to Waldron to Russellville and Clarksville, I think this whole area has that potential for severe weather still. So despite the fact it's not happening right now, I don't think we're out of the woods at all in Fort Smith. In fact, we're probably going to be dealing with some strong to severe storms, especially if these things down south that are located in southern LaFleur County, if these things go supercellular, you're going to end up with even stronger storms with larger hail. So keep your guard up. Go ahead, Graham.
Change the one that's near Salisaw. They moved it closer.
Oh yeah, they trimmed up that warning. He's talking about this. Let's see here. No, you're fine. They trimmed it up here on the backside, and they're just focusing in on this little hail core here. So that is something to watch too. And again, the storms over Fort Smith at the moment aren't producing any hail or wind. Actually, there may be some small hail south of Van Buren. No damaging winds though, so that's good. But the stuff to the southwest is what I'm most concerned with, and seeing what this stuff does is going to be, I think, really key here for the next couple of hours. So this cold front's going to keep moving through. Again, like I said earlier, we're going to be done and finished and wrapped up with this stuff probably by about 9 or 10, maybe even sooner in our area. But we haven't really been affected yet in Fort Smith, but it's coming. It's to the south, and it's going to be moving in here fairly soon. Tell you what, I'm gonna go get my daughter. She I tried to get her earlier, but they were sheltering in place because of the tornado warnings that were out there. So I'm gonna grab her and then kind of reset here and there and then start getting looking at this a little bit more this evening. Graham, go ahead.
Hey, this is all the way in St. Louis. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Baltimore, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour.
Okay, let's see.
It's that one.
Or St. Louis? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. It's up over here. This is well out of our area, but we've got a large tornado here in the St. Louis area. So this isn't just a this isn't just a type of it's going to affect the good chunk of the country here for the next several hours or so. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up for now. I'll be back on, though, here in a little bit as these storms start to move on in and get closer to Fort Smith, especially those supercell-looking storms in southeast Oklahoma. And I'm also going to take a look at some of your pictures that you guys have posted and try to get a feel for what's going to happen next. I want to look at the new computer model data, check in with the Weather Service, look at the Storm Prediction Center, and kind of get a full view of what's happening here. And then as the storms start to fill in around Fort Smith and Poteau, I'm going to jump back on here and talk a little bit more about what we're seeing. We've been here live for about 2.5 hours or so. So haven't done this in about 3 years. So it's been interesting to watch the storms as they move through. And of course, thanks to my colleagues at FNB NWA and First National Bank of Fort Smith for letting me have some fun with the weather too. All right, so I'll be back on here in just a little bit, and I'll keep you posted on what's going on. We'll hit a reset button, and